Why will you never eat my noodles?
It was bound to happen that this show would just become about you two.
Just haven't agreed on a fee, have we?
Remember, we're involving people from countries beginning with K.
Kenya.
Well, which have a particular association, perhaps, with noodles.
Kent.
Kent. Famous for the Kentish pasta. No, go east.
Korea.
Thank you, Josh. In Korea, noodles, of course, are very popular.
Of course.
And when will I eat your noodles means when are you getting married? In other words, when are you going to be throwing a party in which you will serve noodles? So it's just a Korean phrase. It's like saying, when are you going to tie the knot? When am I going to eat your noodles? Well, you're already married, so I'm not going to eat your noodles, and you didn't invite me
I
to
did
your
invite you.
Oh, you did? No, I could don't say. He's abroad.
Yeah, you know what you were doing? You were filming an episode of Bone.
Yes, I
I've never been so insulted in my life.
I'm so... Oh, God, how embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that's what it means. Here are some other Korean phrases, though. The other man's rice cake always looks bigger. What would be the British equivalent of that?
Oh, the grass is always greener.
Or as my uncle used to say, the other man's arse is always cleaner. If there are too many ferrymen on a boat, it will sail up a mountain.
Is that just literal?
Probably, but maybe.
If they say that in North Korea, the boat is going up the mountain.
That's true. There is
Too many cooks spoil the broth.
too many cooks spoil the broth.
So, Stephen, tell me about your childhood.
OK, here's one. He worked as if he were tending the grave of his wife's uncle.
That's brilliant.
What would that mean?
I might start using that.
Not much.
Yes is the answer, because in Korea, it is your duty to tend the graves of your family. But the more distant the family, the less attention you give the grave. So all he was doing was just basically sprinkling a little bit of water on the... It's only his wife's uncle. Whereas his grandfather, his father, or his mother, he'd be putting flowers and being with great attention. So that's what that means.
So like shagging the dog.
Not really. Not really, Catherine. Is there something you want to share with us? Like shagging the dog?
Yeah, like if you don't work very hard, you're just shagging the dog.
Not in this country, madam. In this country, when we shag a dog, we know what we're doing. And it's pretty hard work, let me tell you.
Not as easy as it looks, I tell you that.
So in Canada, you have the phrase shagging the dog.
Yeah. Or like shagging the sheep if you want. Whatever.
That's not fine. Again, perfectly common practice over here, but not considered a light or unburdensome task.
It just means like having an easy day.
There's a lot I have to learn about Canada.
It's easy because with like a lady, you have to take her out to dinner or woo her a bit. But with the dog, it's just like, here, boy, come on.
You say that. You say that. Yeah, once he's here, most of the work is still to be done in that situation.
Yes. I'm thinking, oh, let's move on. So, showing off your wrinkles to a silkworm?
You have found a silkworm in your underpants.
Silkworms are pretty wrinkly. So if you show your wrinkles to a silkworm, he's going to go, nah, I can do better than that. So it's like teaching your grandmother to suck eggs.
Oh,
that's
imagine how wrinkly a silkworm's knackers are.
Exactly. And finally, he disappeared like a fart through hemp pyjamas.
I think that one speaks for itself.
It's a Korean phrase. Awkwardly, basically. Embarrassingly, awkwardly, not with maximum grace. Now, a killer question for you, Alan. We're both actors. Why are we so grotesquely overpaid?
Market forces. We're not in charge of the distribution of wealth.
Any excuse we can think of. Well, what profession within the film industry might think that they're responsible entirely for the way an actor conveys...
Screenwriters?
The screenwriter certainly has a lot, as far as the story is concerned, but they can't control, as it were, what an audience reads into an actor's eyes.
So the
Cameraman? The editor.
In a way, the editor, yeah. And in 1919, when cinema was being born, there was a filmmaker called Lev Kuleshov, and he proposed putting together a film in which you saw an actor looking at things, and you noticed that the audience read into the actor different emotions according to what they're looking at.
So it's the idea that they're looking, you know, we think, oh, they're looking melancholy because they're looking at something.
Or they're looking hungry
because they're looking hungry. Yeah,
exactly.
But the actor's actually not changed.
It's exactly the same shot as the actor.
Oh,
and this
that's the trick of acting. All actors know that.
Yes, is not to act.
If in doubt, don't do anything at all.
And directors will tell you. Milos Forman famously shouts, "Stop acting! Somebody is acting here!"
There's a famous Bogart one, and at the end he looks down on some carnage, and everyone was very impressed by the emotions he portrayed. But the shot had been done much later, and the camera went down low, he stood up on a balcony, and the director said, "Look bored."
Yes. And yeah, it works like that.
And they cut it in.
It's extraordinary how that is. It's the effect, it's the timing of the story, it's what the actor seems to be looking at, and it's the audience that does the work. They read the emotion into the face. Oh, that's... We've actually cut our own together, so you can see here. What's this emotion?
Confusion.
Oh, he's looking hard at something. Can you believe it's true? Oh, no. Arsenal have lost again. What a beautiful bike. There you are. Proof positive as if it were needed. Anyway, thanks to the Kuleshov effect, good acting, maybe just good editing. How did a bunch of choir boys plan to drive Hitler mad? We've been very literal there. There's Hitler in a straitjacket.
It's a plot. I do know this.
Yeah.
Porn.
Pornography.
Pornography. They were going to drive him mad with pornography.
That's absolutely right.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
They had groups called the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Who were behind enemy lines, and the choir boys were the people in Washington.
That's
and they came
right.
up with bonkers ideas.
All kinds of suggestions. I mean, a lot we did too. Bouncing bombs, ridiculous, and yet that was one that worked. And Churchill chose the date precisely in May 1943, when the floods were at their full height in the dams, and he was in Washington, so that if it worked, he could announce it. And it would be the first real invasion into German territory that caused a massive difference. And Lord Charwell, his scientific advisor, said to him reportedly, but what if it doesn't work? And Churchill said, then no one will ever hear anything about it. And that's the point about these mad schemes. There were all these kind of, you know, really zany plans, but most of them we don't know about, and a lot of them were covered up, and probably we never will. We know about the ones that work.
But this
is one that didn't work, but we do know about.
Wasn't it? It was smut. They were going to drop
pornography.
Smut all over Germany.
Well, particularly to drive Hitler mad over Berchtesgaden, where his residence.
So leaflets were going to cascade down.
And I was going to drive him mad.
Absolutely. The US Army Air Corps described it as insane and refused to do it. But it did have an important role to play, pornography. And, of course, these were ones that the Germans dropped on the Allies, because they did the same thing. Germans and Japanese. We didn't have much of a porno war effort in Britain. We were squeamish, the senior officers. One was quoted saying he would rather lose the war than take part, which is extraordinary. Air Marshal Sir Arthur Bomber Harris didn't approve, said it was just like sending them free lavatory paper.
What does it say about our troops, that the German troops were willing to drop the pornography, and I was like going, well, I'm not giving it away. Keep
I
it,
like
Frank.
to think it was a more decent reason than that, Johnny.
We'll sell it when we get back.
Dropping leaflets was a big thing. The first the Danes knew of the Germans invading, really, was that the leaflets...
Yes, leaflet dropping generally
was a
huge thing. Absolutely right. It was what kind of sort of black op, I suppose we'd call now.
Do you know, you must know, Stephen, about the eavesdropping cat that the CIA came up with, which is the most brilliant idea. They got this cat and they inserted a transmitter, and the aerial was in its tail. And this was in Moscow. And the idea was that it would walk past Russian spies sitting on a bench, and it would overhear. And they spent millions on this cat. And it was terrific, and they'd worked it all out. And on its very first outing in the park, it got hit by a taxi.
It was known as Acoustic Kitty.
That's right, Acoustic
Kitty. Yeah, poor Acoustic Kitty.
The bouncing bomb would be a war crime now, wouldn't it? For the civilians killed.
There were a lot of civilians killed. I don't know if it was a legitimate war target or not. In total war, really, I don't think it was.
Since they've agreed.
There was a very good story I came across when I was writing a script of the Dam Busters. And there was one of the members of one of the crews which crashed after dropping its bomb and was picked up by the Germans. And they were treated pretty well. And one of them said, well, what do you need? You know, according to the laws of the Geneva Convention, are you thirsty or hungry? I said, a glass of water would be lovely. And he said, are you joking? You have just destroyed our water supply. And that was the first time the guy realised that one of the bombs had actually worked. And that's how he found out that the Myrna had gone, was he was saying there is no water, which is quite sweet in its own peculiar way. Anyway, one mad idea to bring the war was to use pornography to drive Hitler mad, as if he wasn't already. Key part did bigots play in the Second World War.
Bigots? What do you mean?
Bigots.
You're talking of...
Not that kind of bigot, actually. We're being a diversionary tactic.
That's a bit of a minor description.
Yes, I think it is, exactly. This word is bigot with a bigot.
Oh, he was a bigot, was he? Oh, the more I hear about it. Is that an acronym, though, for something?
Yes,
bigot.
it's an acronym. B-I-G-O-T. No, it's British. Churchill chose it.
Oh, really? Beware.
Brown-eyed girls on toast.
One trouser.
Beware, I've got one trouser. Yes.
I'm going out
tomorrow.
Blimey, I've got...
It's gone off.
Owls! Turned...
Owls?
Owls.
He's so shit at I Spy, I can't tell you.
Bigot stands for British Invasion of German-occupied territory. So there's Monty, and there's Winnie, and they're looking at a map, as you can see, and they're planning D-Day.
Flannel over there.
D-Day.
OK, chaps.
Got your flannel?
Everybody got their flannel.
All flannelled up. Of course, Churchill was the only person who Monty would let smoke. Well, yes, it was so secret that anybody who knew any details of the Normandy landings, they were on the bigot list, and they were not allowed under any circumstances to leave the country. The only exception was Churchill himself, but no one on the bigot list was allowed out of Britain. And indeed, there was a rehearsal for the invasion in 1944, and 10 people on the bigot list were killed accidentally. And all plans for the invasion were put on hold until they could account for every single one of the bodies, just to be absolutely sure that the secret didn't get out.
Right. Well,
So-
I mean, it's not... I mean, yeah.
It's got out now, we know
Got
now.
out now, yes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't... It's not like it was unlikely it wasn't going to happen, was it? I mean, England's there, France is there...
I know, but we did everything we possibly could to persuade them that it was going to be further across towards Belgium, and indeed they withheld divisions further away from Normandy, where we landed, precisely because Germany fell for some of the spies, the Zigzag Man and Zabo, and that poor old chap who was a dead body, who was dressed as if he was an important officer and dropped in the sea outside Gibraltar with a chained briefcase next to him with plans in it. And they gave him a whole life. It's called The Man Who Never Was. It's the film of it.
Who actually was he?
He was probably a very sad, down-and-out Welsh chap who died very young and been found sleeping rough somewhere, and they dressed him up smartly to look like an officer.
You wouldn't have to do that now. You just get someone from Big Brother or something. You know? People volunteer for it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's the prize.
Certainly the rest of us would.
Yes, surprises. You're going to be killed. You're going to be a fake general. Oh, empty.
No, it is. It's a good film. Have you ever seen it coming around on
I
Channel
will.
4 one afternoon, sort of thing that pops up now and again?
Yes, I will.
It's funny to think when he was alive, he didn't know what a key part he'd play when he was dead.
I know. Operation Mincemeat, it was called.
Yeah. You can sign up to this service now when you're alive, which monitors your tweets and Facebook updates and things. And then when you're dead, it continues to tweet as you until an executor of the will who you've nominated tells it to stop. And while you're alive, you give it feedback as to how good it is. And I'm starting this business, and if anyone... No, it already exists.
Well, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
So you can set how long it goes on till?
Yeah, well, you give someone's name and you say, this person makes the decision as to when the virtual me dies. And then you give it feedback. So if it's slightly funnier than you are, you say, oh, it's quite good, but bring it down a notch.
So people don't... So somebody employs to be you, then, after your death? Or it's not just you going, dead, 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 still dead, dead.
Yeah.
And then your followers go up, oh, he's dead, dead, oh,
You know, with one's contact list, when people die, I never have the heart to cut them out. So I have friends who've been dead 12, 15 years who are still in my address book because I just...
Have they ever called?
They manifestly haven't called, and I haven't called them. But the act of just going delete seems so...
I've done the
vile.
same thing, but the good thing is, if someone dead does call you, you'll know it's them.
Yes.
You'll know not to
I know that I've been wrong all this time. I know not to answer.
That's
true. Well, of course, that number might be reused.
Oh, they do recycle them, yeah.
Yes.
So that it is possible that
that
one
would
day...
be the shock of one's life.
In fact, it's probable that one day that coincidence will happen. Someone who's got an old number of a dead person will accidentally ring a person who... God, I can't wait till that happens.
Alan, be honest, have you ever enjoyed a shower in chocolate sauce?
So is this a euphemism?
It emphatically is not. And everybody's to put away those thoughts.
No, I've put my hand in the chocolate fountain.
Oh. We are almost certain you have enjoyed a shower in chocolate sauce.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
I was so drunk, Sandy.
I suspect that most of you have, not necessarily all of you.
It sounds a niche area of interest, certainly.
Well, let's think of films that have got showers in them. And
Psycho.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. It was a good film.
Yeah. And the shower scene is the pivotal scene.
Oh, because it's black and white.
It's black and white.
The water doesn't read on film.
The water does.
The blood. The blood.
It was a chocolate sauce.
Bosco chocolate.
Bosco's chocolate sauce was used for the blood. And actually, talking as we were earlier of editing, one of the reasons it is the most famous scene possibly that Hitchcock directed, and one of the most famous scenes in all cinema, is that it contains 77 different camera angles and 50 cuts and lasts only 3 minutes. And I've done this. I've sat there counting the number of cuts in 3 minutes.
Wow, you must get out, Stephen, really.
Because films are...
Sitting next to you at the cinema. Like...
No, not in the cinema.
Who's got Rain Man with him?
50 cuts there! Stop the clock.
When I was a kid in the States, we used to have ice cream with Bosco chocolate sauce on it. And you couldn't serve it without going, It was
so you all knew,
yeah. So
that's right. Have you seen Psycho?
I have not, no.
You see, your generation, you just don't go for the classics. Because it's black and white, you go...
I'm waiting for it to come out on Twitter, and then I'll...
Exactly.
The sound of the stabbing, I think, was a knife in a melon.
Absolutely right. And actually, Hitchcock first wanted the scene to be just, as they say, effects. In other words, the sound of the water, the sound of the shower curtain being torn, and the sound of the knife going into the cassava melon. But his favourite composer, who composed a lot of his films, Bernard Herrmann, wrote this astounding score with these jagged things and begged him to listen to the version with it. And Hitchcock said, "You're right," and actually doubled his pay on the movie.
Hitchcock sounds like Jeremy from Top Gear.
Sounds exactly like that. You're right.
You're right. Yes. Just 2 seconds in and you're nursing a semi. Everybody was against him making the film. He'd just made North by Northwest, one of his most lavish, colourful, beautiful, extraordinary thrillers, and he wanted to be known for a different kind of film because he was always experimenting, always trying different things.
That film is so clever, Psycho, because you're with Janet Leigh all the way from the beginning. She hatches this plan, she's got this money, she's on the run.
Steals 40 grand.
You can't wait to see what's going to happen. And then she's gone halfway through the film.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it.
Thank you.
I don't feel I have, really.
No, we didn't.
Given the
You might
picture
have
of her being
guessed.
murdered in the shower.
Do you remember the last shot of the
pretty
shower
early
scene? Just to get really nerdy.
What is it? Isn't it the eye and the...
That's right. Her head's sideways down. It's all the shots are... There's no long shots. It's all mid-shots and mostly close-ups. And he was so concerned to get it right that there just wasn't time for her to get accustomed to these contact lenses that would give her dilated pupils, which freshly stabbed people have, apparently. And so that was the one inaccuracy he was rather annoyed with. But no one wanted to make the film. Paramount said, no, they wouldn't make it. He said, all right, then I'll make it in black and white to be cheaper. And they said, no. He said, well, I'll use my TV crew. He used a TV crew to make it, not a film crew. And one of the most successful movies of all time. It was nominated for Best Picture, Oscar, you know, and...
It's
marvellous.
worth seeing, Trevor, but not with Stephen.
No. Sorry.
Daniel, take you.
I'll take you.
Do
you know, this evening has changed my life.
It's interesting because I guess technically the first bulletproof vests were created by the Zulus when they were fighting the British. Shaka discovered that if you dip your leather shield in water before you go into battle, then the pellets couldn't penetrate.
Is it really? Was that... It
Yeah,
hardened the leather that much?
and that's how the Zulus could kill so many. Because what would happen is they only needed one bullet, and then they would advance so quickly that then they would kill 5 or 6 British people before they could reload.
Do you have Zulu blood in you?
I do. I guess, yes, because I mean, Xhosa people are of the Zulus.
Oh, do that
yes,
again.
I'm half Xhosa.
Oh, do it again.
So,
I love that.
I can't do that.
I love that.
It's given as an exclamation mark, isn't it?
No, that's the
click.
X. So there's the 3 clicks. There's the X, which is the... And then there's the Q, and then there's the C, which is... So those are the 3 different... So that's the...
You've seduced me.
Oh, thank you.
Not that you wanted to, I'm sure.
Who was that wonderful... Was it Miriam Makeba? Who's
Yes,
that?
the click song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the song. Yeah, so the Xhosas were technically they were basically pacifists of the Zulus. They were they were chased out. They separated from the tribe, so they weren't as like the Zulus were really our proud. In terms of military, they are our pride and joy. They are
with the assegais.
Yeah, everything they did was revolutionary. Just like the first they were the first ones with the shortened spear. So Shaka invented a spear that was quicker to stab with and not as cumbersome to
like
to
a sort of
lug around.
javelin.
Yes. Because the spear hadn't really been changed over all those years, and he.
So he
changed
adapted.
that. He changed everything. He was one of the best military.
Yeah.
You know, you guys. If it wasn't for the guns, you guys wouldn't be here.
I know, we wouldn't have.
Just do that bit of singing again. Just do that bit of singing again.
Oh, that's the
See,
song.
you don't know me well, Trevor, but I'm on the turn, I'm telling you.
You've only got Jason and Alan left to seduce, Trevor, I have to say.
He's a cracking fella.
We're all... What is cannon hoppening? Cannon is, I think, maybe related to the English word coney. Does that help?
Rabbit, like a...
Rabbit.
OK.
So rabbit hoppening.
So hopping like a bunny. Bunny
hopping like a bunny, but it's a sport.
Rabbit.
Oh, for sure it is.
Show jumping.
Show jumping for rabbits is the right answer. Sure. It's not that big a sport in Britain, but in Denmark and the Scandinavian countries, they take it pretty seriously, and they have world records and they have championships and...
Who's winning? Who's the current world champion?
Well, I can tell you the world record holder for the long jump is Jabu, who's Danish, 3 metres.
With Flopsy, close second.
Thyssen has the high jump record at 99.5 centimetres. They haven't yet broken the metre on the high jump. But there are nearly 1,000 rabbit show jumpers in Sweden alone, and the sport is also practiced in the UK, Denmark and the US. And Lisbeth Jansen has written 2 books about the sport.
Do they dope test them afterwards?
She does say that the sport will allow a rabbit to live twice as long, up to 10 or 12 years, as compared to the average 5 years that one in a hutch will live.
Yeah, so it's very important to take care of your
And we
rabbit
have
properly as
some-
well. You've got to bathe them in hot water with potatoes and onions.
Let's have some footage of some working...
large
show
footage.
jumping. Here they go.
Sure, OK.
Oh, cute! Oh, cute! Oh, I can't bear it.
That's a big one. Oh, he's going to refuse. No, he's up. Oh!
Just shut it there.
Over he goes.
Oh, he's had
And a
enough.
final little one. Bravo! How can a bottle of whiskey save your life? Oh.
Well, in a fight, I'm assuming.
Is it the bottle or the contents?
It's the contents. Ingestion of whiskey.
Well, if you suffered trauma and you've got ethanol in your system, presumably you're going to be better off. Presumably...
Shut up! How did you know that?
Because I've had a lot of trauma while drunk.
You're absolutely right. There was a documented case where it was literally a bottle of whiskey. There was a New Zealand chef called Duthie who went on a vodka binge and he went blind. He was literally blind drunk. They think it was because he was on diabetic medication and that this basically turned it all into formaldehyde, which can cause blindness, as well as preserving you very nicely. And the usual thing is to put someone on an ethanol drip. They didn't have any medical ethanol in this particular hospital, but they did have an offie, so they went and got a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label, and they put him on a drip, and 5 days later he woke up with sight fully restored.
Wow.
On a whiskey drip.
It was a whiskey drip, literally a bottle of whiskey.
Sounds like a good name for a pub, doesn't it?
I think it's a fact, even if you have an accident or a serious injury and you're drunk at the time, you're probably more likely to recover than if you are...
Shut up again! Do you just sneak into my dressing rooms and look at my cards?
I know this. I wrote a play, which is a lot about soldiers and how they deal with things. And some of the soldiers who were intoxicated in the time of the battle did better. They recovered better.
Well, you're absolutely right. Did you know this?
I always knew about the ragdoll effect. If you have the alcohol, and then if you fall or if you're in a car accident, because you don't brace, then it's the same as a baby. If you drop babies, they're fine. They just... So if you're drunk, that's why you recover quicker, because you just don't brace, and then it just goes through you.
Then you'll probably end up in more situations where you're likely to get hurt.
That is true.
You get other injuries. You get other DRIs, don't you? Drink-related injuries.
DRIs? I like the fact you know that. That's a bit discouraging. We've got Mr. Davis presenting with a DRI again.
A friend who had a great DRI, where he managed to get home against all odds, and then fell asleep against the radiator. Quite a nasty burn on his arm he had.
There was like a practical joke that kids did when I was growing up, which was to fill a ball, football, up with cement, for example, you know, from somebody's garden.
Oh, wow.
You fill a football and leave it outside a pub, and drunk men could not resist. Jesus! They just can't resist a football. I've got this one, Dave! It's a hell of a practical joke, but
it's... put a goalpost on the wall.
Well, this is extraordinary. All I have to do is fill in the dots here. It was Lee Friedman of the University of Illinois at Chicago who spent 14 years examining this effect. He analysed the blood alcohol of 190,000 trauma patients. He found that, with the exception of burns, death rates from all types of traumatic injury fell as blood alcohol levels rose. Which is extraordinary, isn't it?
190,000 seems like an enormous
It's a big cohort, as they would say, isn't it? Exactly, which makes it quite a respected study. Amongst the extremely drunk, mortality rates were cut by nearly 50%. Gunshot and stab victims, however, showed the greatest benefit, which wouldn't be the ragdoll effect, I don't suppose.
There's some kind of anaesthetic element to it.
There is the anaesthetic element as well, which I suppose makes you behave less dramatically in a way that increases blood flow.
I'm bleeding, you just think, you think, oh, look at that.
Oh, no. Too just have a short. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. It's so busy on a weekend.
One more Jaeger bomb couldn't do anything.
Come on, let's go to the hospital. They got a bar there. Have a bar there.
Hopsital.
I'm fine. I've been shot, but I'm fine.
What's going on here?
Are they...
Are they not a word as a piece of glass?
Kissing fish.
Are they fighting?
They're fighting.
I think they're called kissing fish, but
that
because it's
may
what
well
it
be.
looks like. But
they don't.
But they're not kissing; they're fighting.
Exactly right. Gurami is their name. They don't kill each other by doing that, but one of them will get really knackered and sometimes dies of exhaustion. It's never utterly fatal.
It looks like the end of a balloon, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? It's just like the end of a balloon. And what other fighting fish do we know?
Oh,
the WWII fighting fish.
Well, they call them samurai fighting fish, but
not samurai, no. Siamese fighting fish, very popular. They're used like cockfighting as a sport. They keep each separate in a little, just alone in a tank, so it doesn't waste its energy by seeing another male.
There's another version, and they have little swords.
Well, they're really vicious fighters, and the one that loses just flees for its life, basically. But you bet on them, essentially. It's like cockfighting used to be.
They're not the fish that eat all that spare skin off your feet, are they?
Oh, supposedly, that's right. Have you done that? Yeah.
No, I'm a bit worried that if I put my feet in the hot water with a little fish...
This is for pedicures, where they put these tiny little fish in, isn't it? And they supposedly nibble away at your dead skin.
I'd be more worried that they didn't want my feet. Put your feet and they all go to the side again. Get a little mouth pocket.
I've done it. At first, it's really strange, and then when you get used to it, what's stranger is 15 people filming you. Plus, you got your feet intact going, ooh.
You did it on a for TV thing, did you?
No, I just did it in a shopping centre.
And all 15 passers-by decided...
Yeah, just like, oh,
there's
look
that Johnny Vegas having his feet...
Johnny Vegas getting off and putting his feet in water.
Yeah. They have a lung-like organ in their bodies, these fighting fish, which means that they can breathe air. And actually, if we had enough supersaturated water with oxygen, we would be able to breathe water. And some people believe this is the future of the human race for, for diving and space travel and things like that, that we actually breathe water.
You do know after this I'm going to go home and drown.
No, don't.
I take in bits of what you say to me and then guarantee my family it's safe. Stephen said I can breathe underwater. I am the future!
Why is Santa off the rich list?
Oh, Santa.
Cutbacks.
That might
Austerity drive.
Austerity drive.
Only works one day a year.
Only works one day a year.
Has he developed
He used to be
confidence?
on the rich list. He used to be on it until 2006. Forbes magazine famously invented virtually the idea of a rich list.
Is there some...
Yes, young Brendan.
Is it because he may not be real?
Have you dreamt of this?
Thank you!
Oh, poor Phil. Phil, that got a klaxon, so that can't be right. Don't worry, back you go. Oh, little soul. Forbes magazine genuinely publishes a fictional rich list. And Santa Claus used to be on it because they reckon he must be infinitely rich because he is able to distribute presents every year to all the children of the world, they said. I don't believe he does. I don't know why they...
Richie Rich?
That's Richie Rich, of course. Scrooge, I guess, on the left. Father Christmas himself in
the late
Santa.
Bernard Manning on the right.
Can you name... I've got the top 5. Name any in the top 5 that you imagine might be on the rich
Real
list.
people or
No,
imaginary
fictional, that's the
ones?
point.
Scrooge McDuck.
No, but number 2 is the enemy of Scrooge McDuck. Good one. Flintheart Glomgold is his name. Flintheart Glomgold. Yeah. And number 1 played Benedict Cumberbatch, the richest fictional creature in the world, human or they know in the audience? Smaug. Smaug the dragon in The Hobbit. $62 billion worth of gold he sits upon until, of course, he... Well, I'm not going to tell you the ending, because I haven't seen it.
Don't spoil it.
But why is Santa taken off? Because surely he must be really rich to give everyone a present.
It's a very simple reason.
Tax evasion.
Not tax evasion. It's the usual answer. Because it's a fictional
And he's
list,
real.
And Santa is
Santa is real.
Forbes decided that. So there you go. Good result, Santa.
Explain the effect of Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, wasn't that when you identify it? But you identify if you're a victim of kidnap, you identify with your kidnappers and you sort of become weird friends.
Yeah, I mean, that is what they say.
What's from the Patty Hearst kidnap? Is that where it started?
Well, it was no, because she was nothing to do with Stockholm. There was a 73 kidnapping in Stockholm, after which it was named. That's the Stockholm Four. And they defended the robbers after the event and so on. So
because they become so inured to the
That's
system
right.
of,
And the most famous one, as you rightly say, was the heiress of William Randolph Hearst, Patty Hearst, who was kidnapped by a strange group called the Symbionese Liberation Army.
Unusually for a clergyman of the Church of England, I've had dinner with Patty Hearst.
You haven't?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
How was she? Was she's
Charming.
back to normal?
Completely charming. I didn't know who she was until someone said who she was.
By the time they had coffee, she wanted to be a vicar.
She'd sort of become a kind of bohemian socialite in Los Angeles in the 1980s when I used to go there in a previous incarnation. And I met her
when you were a rock star, a rock god.
You.
Yeah.
And I met her there. Those sort of dinners that you would go to where everyone would be weirdly famous and have no other reason to be there at all. So you'd have Patty Hearst and, I don't know,
Nancy
Andy
Reagan.
Warhol and Eddie the Eagle, you know.
Oh, that's a dinner you'd want to go to.
No, definitely, definitely. But the fact is, it seems to be an aberration. It's very rare. Most people, when they're kidnapped, have nothing but feelings of complete hostility towards their captors, as you would expect.
I would feel as a clergyman sort of bound to sort
Are
of...
you a clergyman?
I would sort of feel obliged to kind of be nice to them.
Oh, well, you would, wouldn't you?
Establish some rapport.
I
of
do
some
understand
kind of...
your point.
Exactly. Yes. I think your case is good in parts.
So, there was a famous figure in history, one of the most famous in history, who did certainly not have Stockholm Syndrome, who was kidnapped by pirates, and...
Johnny Depp.
No, this is a great figure in history. He was kidnapped by pirates, was held hostage, and the ransom was paid.
Give us some clues. What sort of era?
He then pursued them with a small fleet, or a number of boats, a flotilla.
Francis Drake.
No, and...
Cook, Raleigh,
Nelson.
Had them all crucified.
Oh.
A Roman.
Oh, it was Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar is the right answer. Yeah. And the thing is, he'd told them while he was held hostage, when I get out here, I will come back and I will crucify you. And they apparently thought it was a joke.
Who's laughing?
Yeah. They didn't know their Caesar. So,
How
tough
do you
cookie.
crucify someone if they've got hooks for hands?
They have magnets, massive magnets.
Magnets.
They've got one wooden magnet, haven't they? So that's not so difficult.
Why was Julius Caesar kidnapped by pirates? Under what circumstances?
Yeah, it was a ransom, simply. It was a business.
But they didn't kill him. It sounds like he was harmed.
Yeah, he went after them and had them crucified. He was not a man to be trifled with, Julie.
Especially if you called him Julie, I
Yeah,
imagine.
no, he didn't like that.
Worst thing you could do to Julius Caesar, call him Julie.
Jules. There is a suggestion that Stockholm Syndrome could be a sort of psychological thing in the same way that women throughout history have had to put up with being taken and seized, and that the human being is conditioned to make the best of a bad job.
Well, we've all been there.
That's just a relationship, Stephen.
Solve this one for me, will you, please? I'm going to give you all muddled up.
Doom.
Can you do these?
Smacks of
there we go.
bullying at school.
Bullying.
Yeah, anyone who couldn't do this got bullied.
How many combinations do you think there are?
I think there's...
Too many for my small brain.
It's actually 43...
1,000.
43.25 quintillion.
Shall I tell you how we did it in Croydon? We just picked them off.
There you go. Way! Jimmy's done it.
Alan!
Alan, you're so close! Oh, you almost had it.
No, I've messed it up.
Just start picking them off.
Do you know what's completely tragic? We told Jimmy and Alan how to do it with the 6 moves, and Jimmy remembered, but Alan unfortunately... Oh, he's done it! Have you? Any luck, Reginald?
Well, I didn't receive that instruction.
You didn't get it? It was unfair on you
It's
two.
quite a lot of fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
It just brought back a lot of bad school memories.
I mean, as I say, it is a staggering number. It is more possible combinations than light travels inches in a century.
God.
There's the number up on the screen. It is such a huge number. It's inconceivably vast. But you can make it impossible. Do you know how to do that?
Take the stickers off?
Just, well, yeah, you should replace the stickers one with the other and so that it's actually never doable, which would drive people insane. But there are
You can
these.
also, the other way you can make it impossible is to break someone's fingers.
Yeah.
Really nice. There's the 4x4, and you can imagine how many combinations there are of that. It's even more gigantic.
Probably 8 or 9, I imagine.
In 2010, which is quite a long time after the Rubik Cube became popular, science and computing finally came up with the minimum number of moves from any combination that it takes to solve the cube. Can you imagine how many that might be?
I bet it's 12.
It's 20. It's called God's number, and it's just extraordinary.
Well, you say you were obsessed when you were a child. Under pressure, can we see if you can do it now?
Oh, gosh.
Come on, under
I could
pressure.
do the first 2 rows, but that's it. When I get
right.
to the top,
That's pretty messed up.
Oh, God.
OK, come on.
Oh, look.
OK, you're on the clock.
We've all got a long time ahead of us. I've got to decide which colours I'm... OK, all right, so that's going to
We
be...
need, like, a backing track for this, really. This needs...
Let's get green and... Oh, stop it. Oh, stop! You're being so unkind.
And you're out of time. And I
Stop
had a
it.
birthday.
Look goes
We
there.
could do one of those fade out, fade
There
in.
goes there.
Let's get some beers.
Yeah,
Can we get some
sometime
beers?
later.
Right, so I've got all the middle ones here. Now we do the corners.
Well, kick back, go to the bar, come back in a couple of hours.
That's it. So I've got those 4 there and those 2 middle ones. And
You
now
should
I've
be
got
able to do it within 20 moves,
Oh,
Stephen.
yeah, I know that. But I can't.
It's the God's number, you know.
Yeah, don't be mean to me.
Takes an atheist a lot longer.
Yeah. There's the first layer. Suggest, if you may, some uses of kitty litter that don't involve a kitty. Oh. I've got some kitty litter.
Anyone could use it for absorbing their urine, couldn't they?
Well, you could use it in the same way that a kitty would use it, yeah, because it does soak up.
Can you, like, when you drop your phone in the loo, you're supposed to put it in a tub of rice to get the moisture out?
Indeed.
Can you do that with cat
There's
litter?
an episode of Elementary which is based on that very fact.
There's an episode of Jonathan Crete where I weed in some cat litter. The character Jonathan.
Let's work backwards as to how that could possibly be a plot line that you peed.
I just got trapped in the cellar for ages and I needed a wee.
Oh, I see.
When you're at school, when people throw up, don't they put cat... I don't
Sawdust. That's a good thing to do. Anything like that.
I used to have this sort of weird brown sand.
Yeah, and they say there's nothing to see here, but there is, isn't there?
Yes.
It's a really good
There's a lot to see.
Also, they would draw a chalk line round it like it had died.
The scene of a body.
The skill was to make it in the shape of a dead body.
Like a mammal. A raccoon has died.
It's always a bit of fun to put it in a sugar bowl so that when somebody adds it to their tea, just, tea's gone.
Probably the most profitable use, bizarrely, was by the American tobacco industry. Can you imagine why that might be? There's a tax on tobacco, obviously. There was a tax on small cigars, and American tobacco companies...
Filters?
They bulked up their small cigars to become big cigars, using, amongst other things, the ingredients of cat litter, which is disgusting. That's a big cigar.
That's someone's leg.
Yes.
Eating someone.
That is enormous.
I think they bulked that one up too much.
That's a normal-sized cigar, I think, but she's just a very small woman.
They apparently reduced their tax take on tobacco by over $1 billion this way, by bumping small cigars into the big cigar category.
But unfortunately, a lot of cats leapt up, weed on their faces. I'm going to celebrate the deal.
Why did they choose kitty litter as
Oh,
as the,
it was
as the
because it's a
filling?
kind of neutral stuff that burns, that doesn't really taste of anything unpleasant, and is cheap, and it isn't tobacco, so it doesn't have a tax on it.
What about just some soil? Maybe that would be cheaper
The
than kitty
trouble with the
litter.
soil is it wouldn't burn, and it would taste unpleasant.
What about air? It's a foot pump.
Yeah. Well, there's still some helium, so that you just have your cigar, and you don't have to hold it. You just take your hand away, it just floats there like that. And then you can just go back to it.
And then you go, this is a lovely cigar. It's enormous.
So it's highly flammable. So basically, if a kitten...
It's not highly flammable. You can just burn it like tobacco.
It doesn't go...
It doesn't... You can put a cupful of litter in a pair of tights, bear with me. Tie off the top and leave it in your shoes overnight for freshness. There's a hint. Yes, audience good. Someone's going to try that in the audience. Someone's got a teenage son with smelly trainers. Trainers?
Is that what went wrong?
What are you doing to me? I said trainers.
Oh, yeah, he's laughing now. Any minute now, I'll go...
It's luminous pins and reels of cotton. What would they be used for?
Sewing in the dark.
That would certainly...
Disco nanas? He's popular. Yeah. That's all that when, you know, when John Travolta was doing that?
Yes.
He had wool around that one.
This was part of the kit of a man called Dr. Eric Dingwall.
Oh.
Dr. Eric Dingwall specialised in exposing something. Not his own Dingwall, but...
The wall of his ding.
Fake mediums. In other words, fakes. People who pretend that dead people speak.
Is it to do with Ouija boards or anything?
Yeah, there are people who pretend, quite wrongly, that dead people can speak, which they can't. They're dead. Right. No, they don't talk to you, they're dead. But there are people, a class of fraud, and I'm saying this directly into camera, you are a fraud if you are you are fraudulent.
Hang on. My granddad says, shut your face.
Dr. Eric Dingwall cunningly used...
Stop it, Grandad, stop it!
It's quite weird because we look like we're in a sale.
Yes, you do.
You always look like you're in the same.
Yes, you do. Let's be honest. Anyway, no, Eric Dingwall specialised in exposing mediums, and he would tie thread to their legs so that he could feel what their bodies were doing in the dark. He would also attach luminous pins to them. So again, when it was dark, you could see where they were moving and what they were doing, what machinery they were operating, what tricks they were up to. How hard is it to be a nude model? Don't you remember that?
Oh, that was a good night.
It's the woman second from the left who seems to be most enjoying the view. The one with the orange scarf.
He's going to need a bigger pad than that.
They're all just drawing sections of you, aren't they?
I'll do the helmet.
Yeah, right.
Were you being funny there, or...?
That's not really him.
Oh, it's not real? I assumed that you would be funny naked. I'm sorry, Alan.
Funny naked.
Well, that's what I can see.
Yes, you say what you see.
Yeah.
But there is actually a register of artists' models, RAM, that looks after the interests of models. And it thinks that the idea that life modelling is a breeze is completely wrong. To keep still for a long while is very, very hard.
Pins and needles and cramp.
Pins and needles, cramp. So you have to do one thing at a time. You start with short poses called gestures, bold, action-oriented poses, which are used as a warm-up. And then you go 2 minutes, then 5 minutes, and then eventually 30 plus. There's more work for women than men. The classes prefer them, and there are more of them in the market, it appears. And in 1998, a man called George Bond took Northampton College to an industrial tribunal, claiming that he was not being employed on the basis of his gender and that it was sexual discrimination. In fact, they were able to demonstrate that it was personal. And the reason was he couldn't hold a pose, he fidgeted, went to the loo too often, had a background in erotic films which troubled the A-level students, particularly one 16-year-old at whom he winked when she was drawing.
Oh. Wait, what did he wink with?
He was squinting. Oh, what did he wink with? No. He said that. He explained to them. He didn't have glasses, so he was squinting, but he did also improvise a pose which involved sticking his bottom into the air, which was described by some students as giving an unfortunate view. So,
They didn't want him. They didn't want him there. They didn't want to draw him.
No, they just didn't want George there.
Get out, George.
So he lost the case. But there are contentious issues described by the Register of Artist Models. And contentious issues include raids on studios by amusing non-art students who just want to see a nudie person.
Yes.
It's very silly. A warning against passing window cleaners.
Yeah. And their policy is to suspend any member, that's an odd way of phrasing it, who gets an erection during a sitting. When I say suspend any member,
a member?
I mean...
Right, OK, yeah.
Suspend yourself, wouldn't you?
Forced out of the register.
You'd have to say, all right, I'll get my coat.
Right, yeah.
And I'll just hang it over the...
It's like being struck off, then, is it?
Yes,
yeah,
basically it is. Yeah,
you can never be a nude model.
You can't ever
if you can't control yourself.
Absolutely. Well, there you are. That's how do you get an ant to keep still? Sarah.
Stop the music.
Play that. That's very good. Do you know, by any chance, who was the first person accurately to portray small insects? Most famously, the flea, which is a very recognisable image, which is the cover of his book, Micrographia. He was a remarkable scientist, town planner. He has a law named after him of tension and springs. He was a contemporary of Newton and Christopher Wren. He was responsible for much of the town planning after the fire of London. And he used a microscope to see animals, including this little flea, and an ant. And there it is, which he was an amazing artist, as you can see. And he describes precisely how he got the ant to keep still. He said, I gave it a gill of brandy, which after a while knocked him down dead drunk. He struggled, wonderful phrases, for a pretty while very much.
Sounds like he was drinking
for a pretty while very much. Till
One for you, one for me.
Till at last, certain bubbles issuing out of its mouth, it ceased to move and remained moveless for a good while.
Remained moveless?
Yeah. Well, it was in 1665 the book came out, Micrographia. A gill, by the way, is a quarter of a pint.
Wow.
They can hold their booze, can't they, ants?
Yeah.
8 times their body weight.
But what was this man's name? Remember? Audience?
Remember.
Robert Hooke. Well, yeah, Ian Robertson shouted that. Ian Robinson is a physicist, that's cheating. But yes, Robert Hooke. And he suffered, as many did, although he was one of the greatest geniuses who ever lived. Isaac Newton was a really thoroughly ghastly man. And he particularly hated Hooke and had him erased from history, because anybody who wasn't Newton was just not good enough. And all the portraits of him we got rid of, because he was so powerful, Newton, because he was such a genius and so recognised around the world. And an artist named Rita Greer has set herself the task of creating more portraits of Hooke than there are of Newton to redress the balance. And here's one. It's based on meticulously researched likenesses of him. There are now 20 in the world, as opposed to 16 of Newton. So Hooke has won, although obviously Newton was a truly great man.
He was a bit of a wrong-un.
I'm afraid he was.
A terrible egomaniac.
Total egomaniac.
Gravity.
Very, I mean,
go to your head.
Yeah.
He looks like he's had a few gills of whiskey there.
He does, doesn't he? It doesn't look as if he's had much sun.
Look, it's 2 little ants missing in a pub. Hello, Mr. I'm really I love you. No, I love you.
So, moving on. Get this right and you can have your weight in points. Ooh. I'd like you to add these numbers up. Look at the screen, add up the numbers.
Hang on, pen.
Oh.
So 999.
No.
431.
No. I'll let you have, which the winner of this competition did not have, the opportunity to see it again. All right, again, 2-second burst. Add that up.
I was about 897.
No. I mean, it would be astonishing if you got it, but in Japan, where else, they have this, it's called flash anza. And actually, the world record holder had a shorter time than that. You have to correctly add 15 three-digit numbers, and he did it in 1.7 seconds. Now, there's a particular reason Japanese people are very good at this.
I think I know the reason. It's in Malcolm Gladwell's book. It's because of how they process, how the language processes numbers. There is a strange thing in Chinese and Japanese, in both languages, with the number, if you say the numbers together, it automatically adds them up, sort of linguistically.
Yes, but there's a really interesting addition to that, which is that what they're doing, and their fingers are the giveaway, they do this. What do you think that is?
That is a living one of those. Oh, it's a herd of those.
The answer, incidentally, was 1,966. But the secret actually is in the Chinese-Japanese abacus. They're actually doing the action of the abacus. Oh, and the more amazing thing, perhaps, is that at the same time, they can have a conversation with someone. because it's another part of the brain that's being engaged. And they'll say the answer, but they won't remember a single one of the numbers.
Here's some unusual cutlery. I'd like you to tell me what kind of thing you could eat with them. You've all got some, but I'll start off with the one that you mentioned there. You said with tines...
You just invented that.
There you are. You see? Isn't it incredible? You mentioned something like it.
That's weird.
Isn't it? It's usage. It's very, very specific. You don't actually handle it yourself because you're so high-born that somebody else feeds you using that. With what on it, though?
Some sort of fruit?
No.
Is it a testicle?
It might include a testicle.
Oh. Is it a scrotum?
It might include
what
a
else
scrotum.
really includes a testicle, Steve?
The whole schmear.
And a whole mammal?
Yes, a whole mammal. Let's just imagine I'm talking to one.
Oh, God.
A comedian.
No, a cannibal. It's the point of human being.
Oh.
Yours is a reproduction sold as a souvenir item on the island of, or islands of...
White.
Man.
More accurate if you said the Isle of Man, I would have thought. We think of the cannibal island, it was part of the British Empire.
Oh, Guernsey.
Fiji.
I might have known.
Yeah, you might have known.
Yeah.
Fiji is the answer. These are Fijian human forks.
Two cannibals are eating someone.
Yes.
And one says, you start the toes, I'll start the head. He says, all right. Halfway through, he says, you all right? He says, yeah, I'm having a ball. He says, you're going too fast.
Excellent work.
There you go.
Excellent
cannibal
work.
joke for you.
So there you are. And what have you got, Victoria?
This, which is a
Very hard.
strange
If you guess that,
spoon with holes
I'll give you
in it.
100 points if you guess what that is specifically for.
Oh, it's for Cocoa Pops, so you get the milk at the bottom. It's
It would work as that. It's actually very specifically for terrapins and turtles.
I don't usually eat them.
You're a vegetarian.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
The flesh is delicious, apparently.
OK.
The giant turtle, famously.
Aren't they protected,
Or tortoise,
Stephen?
that
You're
was.
not supposed to be
Oh,
chomping
gosh,
away
no,
on them.
absolutely not. No, the Ridleys and
Well,
the...
why are you saying we should kill them? And eat
No!
them? That's a bit weird.
We used to.
No, it's a weird thing to say on television, that we should eat turtles.
I take it back. No, we definitely shouldn't be killing them, obviously.
But they're delicious.
But there is a special piece of cutlery for them.
Yeah.
And
We
apparently
happen
they're
to have some cutlery for them, and they're
Just
delicious.
in case.
And, Jason, what have you got? Oh, now this is interesting. Don't look at your reflection in it. That'll only upset
I
you.
was seeing if that was what was unusual.
No.
Oh, my God, it's Tom Selleck. That's weird. All the people.
Have a grip and a twist.
OK. Oh!
Ah,
It turns. It turns like that.
yeah.
Is it supposed
all the
to...
way. You can
Oh,
go
all the way,
yeah,
OK.
yeah.
Oh, and then it just becomes like...
It's broken.
It's a breakable spoon.
No, but look in the spoon end, the ladle end. It's hollow,
Yeah. Oh, inside there.
so you could fill it with something.
A message.
Hot water.
Oh, I know. Oh, I was going to say turtle blood.
Oh, I see.
You fill it with hot water, and it's a gravy spoon that keeps the gravy nice and warm. Stop it. Lastly, how did the monkey wrench get its name?
I'm nervous of this because this was a fact that came up on The Unbelievable Truth.
The marvellous Radio 4
And
quiz
there is
show they did.
it has happened before that facts we've asserted on The Unbelievable Truth have been, I think the word is mocked. This programme for being factually incorrect. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, I don't do all the fact-checking.
Ditto,
Yeah.
I have to say.
But on that show, what was given to me on a piece of paper to read out was the fact that the monkey wrench was named after a person whose name was something like Monka, and he was some kind of, I don't know, technical...
You could not have parenthesised it more, but nonetheless, we
Yeah.
are beastly rivals of yours. And you did mock us in your last series when you...
Again, well, the person that handed me the piece of paper put on it a piece of QI fact error mockery.
We had
it's
said...
turning into war. All I want is peace.
I know, you're right. From now on, it is peace.
But we're like, in this war, we're like the southern states. We haven't got the resources, and we're going to turn to racism as a result.
But no, we incorrectly said that Descartes, René Descartes, believed that monkeys could speak but didn't, because if they did, it would put them to work. In fact, Descartes reported that he had heard this belief, and you correctly said that and mocked us correctly.
Right.
It was a rap over the knuckles. But there you go, that's minus 50 to David, of course.
So
The answer actually is it's a kind of rather gigantic, not quite sure. The Americans
we might be
claim it. No, we know that it isn't Mr. Monkey, because an article written in the 1880s said that the true inventor Charles Monkey was dying in poverty despite inventing this incredibly useful thing. The problem here is the term monkey wrench was used in England as early as 1807, and these articles were written in the 1880s, so it's just obviously completely impossible for that to be the case. It's generally believed that it's the face of it reminded people of the jaws of a monkey, you know, or that a monkey version of something in the Navy is a sort of rigging up of something.
But it's not all bad news for Mr. Monkey, because he is the originator of the phrase "spank the monkey." So, you know, he didn't die in vain.
Exactly. Well, there we go. So I'm sorry about that, minus 50. Nobody knows how or why a monkey wrench is so called, though we do know that it wasn't for the reason given on David's otherwise excellent and superb. What is the first rule of nightclub?
The first rule of nightclub?
Yeah.
Well. You don't talk about nightclub.
Somebody had to.
Well done.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Fell on my sword.
Yeah.
It seems appropriate.
It was exactly.
Is this an existing club or a club
no,
from
it's
the
a
olden
very,
times?
It's a very oldie times club of knights, the most famous group of knights.
Templar.
The Knights Templar. There are still people who think they still exist in, you know, the sort of Dan Brownie kind of way. But they actually folded up in 1314. But they were very powerful. It was after the First Crusade they were formed in Jerusalem. And they were allowed to do almost anything. The law didn't apply to them in Jerusalem, which annoyed a lot of other people, but there were certain things they weren't allowed to do.
They weren't allowed to breed ferrets.
To breed ferrets? Do you have anything else you know about the... Well, you know they look like
Chew
that.
gum.
I know about ley lines.
Go on, then.
They made them.
They made... See, you've been reading these stupid books about knights. Apparently, they are responsible for laying ley lines.
Well,
no.
They know where they are, anyway.
Yes, they do. They've got them all hidden.
No sex?
Well, yeah, they were allowed to marry, but if they married, they weren't allowed to wear the white and red uniform. There was no hunting except lions. That's quite specific.
That would actually be a brilliant rule for now, would it?
Yeah.
There's so much debate about whether you should hunt or not. Please, everyone, OK, hunting is allowed, but only lions.
That's very true. They only have one squire each, no telling tales, no lockable purses.
Oh.
Yeah. I suppose they have to show their trust or something like that. But their last and most important rule was no kissing.
Oh.
Yeah. Lastly, we held it dangerous to all religion to gaze too much on the countenance of women. And therefore, no brother shall presume to kiss neither widow, nor virgin, nor mother, nor sister, nor aunt, nor any other woman.
But anal's all right.
Well... It's very funny you should say that. Because one of the reasons they were closed down is there was a charge against them...
Too much buggery.
Yeah.
There was a charge against them. De osculabanto se in ore, in umbilico, seu ventre nudo, et in ano, seu in spina dorsi. Et in ano.
Et in
ano.
And the end.
Yeah.
And
the
anal.
accusation was they kissed one another on the mouth, on the navel, the bare belly, the anus, or the backbone.
Well, they were thorough.
They were...
ley line, you don't want to leave any stone unturned. There might be one coming out of his arse.
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
But that is...
Right, that's enough. That's enough, Templars.
Did you know that the Temple Church in London, which was founded by the Knights Templar, and there are still some Knights Templar lying around, there's a unique title for, if you're the priest in charge there, you're the Reverend and Valiant Master of the Temple.
Oh, that's
It sounds like something from a Star
Reverend
Wars
and
movie.
Valiant.
The Reverend and Valiant Master of the Temple.
In that picture, is he going, show me on the cross where he kissed you?
These foods would give you the same number of calories as used in the average sex session.
I don't think it's a lot of...
You don't think it's many
I think
calories?
it's quite a lot.
You think it's a lot?
You think it's pizza lot?
I think it's about 400 calories.
400 calories, which would be a good pizza at least, wouldn't it?
Maybe a slice of pizza, not a
slice of pizza. Yeah, you think it's fewer?
I'm going to go for the steak.
Well, it's interesting.
Can we go for the burger?
You'll have the burger.
I'll have a slice of tart.
You'll have a slice of tart.
But without the bread.
Without the bread. And what about you?
the courgette and the shrimp.
That's probably
quite
pretty good.
a lot of possibilities.
Yes, that is a good point. Well, David Allison, who's a biostatistician at the University of Alabama, looked into it. And the average sex session takes only 6 minutes.
What, from beginning to end?
So the amount of calories used would be 20. That's about the same as one egg white or a very small meringue. You are.
Does the 6 minutes include the bit where you watch the news? Is it...
To see if you've made it on. Well, we've done it. Let's put the news on.
These figures are obviously up for argument. 2008 survey by Durex, who might be regarded as having a sort of vested interest as makers of oh, that's The Graduate, isn't it? The stage version. Anyway.
She's got that look, hasn't she?
She has. That was a disappointment, quite clearly.
That was half a meringue.
Yeah.
You're trying to seduce me, Mrs. Robinson?
Anyway, Durex reported the average Briton enjoys 22.5 minutes of foreplay, while another survey at around the same time in Men's Health claimed that British men only last 18.64 minutes from foreplay to climax. So if we level out those different statistics, we could argue that British men take, in terms of actual intercourse itself, minus 3.86 minutes. So, if you want to work off the weight gain by eating a tiny meringue...
Why would keys in a QWERTY keyboard arranged the way they are?
Oh, now, this is... it makes it more difficult to type.
Yes, right.
And they wanted to slow it up.
They wanted to slow, you were saying, typists down. No, what it is the ones that most commonly are done together in English were put furthest apart, so they were less likely to jam. So, in fact, it was in order to allow you to type more smoothly and speedily, so that you didn't get the jamming of the keys as they came up and hit each other.
Oh, I see.
Of course, these days, we don't use mechanical typewriters in that way, with the keys plopping up. That's how I learned to type. And...
enormous typewriters.
That's tiny! I loved typewriters so much. I was obsessed with them.
Really?
Absolutely adored them, yeah.
Stephen?
Yeah.
Dinner's ready.
Yeah, it's true. I once copied out a whole novel on the typewriter.
Just to practice?
Yeah, just because I enjoyed the experience.
Or were you going to try and sell it as your own?
Just, yeah.
While other people were getting on with their lives, you were doing...
What can I
It's
tell
the
you?
sort of man you are.
I'm sad.
I'm so modest.
What novel was it? This is important.
It was Frozen Assets by P.G. Wodehouse. It was not one of his best-known novels.
Look! I'm sorry.
It's amazing you've come so far, isn't it?
Yes, what I like to do in my spare time. I write out Proust. Use my nail and I chip it into an old bit of flint. No, get off, Nanny. I haven't finished yet.
Such a bully! You mean?
Sir, Fry's copying out novels again. Sir, chipping them. He's using a hammer and a chisel. He's chiselled out War and Peace on the South Downs. You really do live a different life to all the rest. You're not like us, are you? You're not immortal. You're like sent from some other planet. You are the planet Aesthete. That's what you are.
I just thought that was normal.
No, you're not.
Oh, well.
No,
Anyway.
You're a freak.
What travels the wrong way along a motorway at 12 miles per hour? Yes, baby.
There's an elderly man in a Morris Minor.
No, it's one of those motorised wheelchairs.
There you go, you were both going for the same thing. Well, no, this is an effect we might all have experienced on motorways, and a deeply unpleasant one, and yet a perplexing one. There was a wonderful New Yorker cartoon which showed a huge traffic jam, and a man looking in a puzzled way at a sign that said, "Traffic jam clears inexplicably 3 miles ahead."
Yeah.
And that's the phenomenon we're looking at if you drive. You know that sometimes you can be in this terrible traffic jam, and then it will magically clear. No cones, no police, there's not been anything wrong, and you think, well, what was that about? And there's a science which is like fluid dynamics, but they use things called kinematic wave equations, And what happens is a car will suddenly brake, and the car behind it will brake, and the car behind it will brake, and so on and so on. And it sends a ripple effect back through the traffic. And the one ahead can start off again quite cheerfully, saying, oh, it was only a pigeon diving at my windscreen. But the other ones are still slowing down. And they continue to, going backwards. There you see them backing up. And they continue to back up for quite long distances while the ones ahead are free. But they've discovered that pulse backwards of braking travels on average about 12 miles an hour and can cause big jams.
Presumably you get the same effect when there's a police car in the slow lane doing 68.
Oh, yes. It's so annoying.
Everyone
You
doing
inch past
68,
it.
yeah.
If I just... I bet police love that.
Do you ever give
going,
them
oh,
a
look,
look?
he's going 71, shall we? Shall we? But, of course, we know nothing of traffic jams in this country. Which country is the absolute heroic epicentre of the traffic jams, of all traffic jams?
I would think India.
No, it's China. China has epic, epic traffic jams. They had one in 2010 that was over 80 miles long, and it moved on average less than a kilometre a day. I'm not kidding you. That's how bad it was. And they're so bad regularly that they now have quite profitable services where you call up this service and they arrive on a motorbike, 2 people on a motorbike, one gets in and takes your place in the traffic jam, and you get on the back and the other one drives you through the traffic. But can you imagine?
Do people bring you things like when you get a phone, a pizza and that?
Probably. They're an enterprising people, Chinese, I should imagine so.
But it would be very difficult, I suppose, if you bought the pizza on the motorbike, you'd be all right. But it'd be quite frustrating to order the pizza. You go, we're at the lights, so we're 4 days away. I was quite impressed. I went to Las Vegas last year, and they have those billboard trucks that say they can deliver a hooker to your room in 25 minutes. but the pizza still takes half an hour. So what I've worked out is that you could, if you had the resources, get the hooker to pick up the pizza for you.
Absolutely brilliant. The skin on a crocodile's head.
Oh, hang on, there isn't going to be any, is there?
Thick is probably right, yeah.
This is a trap, isn't it? There's a
Yes.
trap, yeah.
Would I?
Yes.
They don't have any skin.
Yeah, they do.
No, it's not that.
It's not that then.
Just avoid the word...
It's shoe.
Reptilian.
Yes, that'll do.
Yeah.
It's not...
But it isn't...
It's not scaly.
It's not scaly, you're right, that's right. It's not scaly.
Not scaly. Right.
Scaly things are...
Move on then, next one.
Scales... Just do a quick explanation.
Fish is scaly.
It's cracked skin and it's irregular. Scales are genetically programmed to appear and are regular, but these are just different on every single crocodile, and they're not regular.
Do you know, I once I did an extraordinary trip where I canoed across Africa. I don't recommend it. You get a condition called trench bottom. And I met a wonderful woman, and she knew I was very anxious about the trip.
Did what? Nude?
I canoed across Africa. Nude.
Yeah, and there's...
No, not nude.
You couldn't get...
Yes. It wasn't dangerous enough, so I couldn't go without clothes on.
I genuinely heard you say I can use. That's why I went, what?
No. Anyway, I met this woman, this missionary, and I said to her...
She said, I hope you're not in a kayak.
She was a missionary.
A missionary. And she said to me, are you worried about the crocodiles? And I said, yes. And she said, if you should meet a crocodile, here's the advice. Offer it your arm, because then you've still got both legs to run away. Pass it on, in
I
case...
like that.
Pass it on,
But
in
we
case
know
it's
another
helpful.
good way.
Put a rubber band over its
Carry a big rubber band.
Yeah.
Can only move one jaw, and it says can't put any pressure upwards, and you snap it down. The things that look like scales on a crocodile's head are actually just cracks in its skin. Which way is this comet going? Where's it headed to?
I think it's going that way, I thought was the answer, but...
That way. Dang, no.
It looks as though the tail is to the left. Is it some reverse?
It's merely
I mean, it looks as
the
though-
tail's called by solar wind. There's nothing to reveal the direction of travel. It's the solidified carbon dioxide turning into gas in the solar winds. And it's always pointing away from the sun, the tail. It's 360
beautiful.
degrees. They are beautiful, aren't they?
Mm.
Comes
Who
from the...
took that picture?
It's
a good effort.
Put it into a competition. I shot this on a Nikon F8 standing on a stepladder.
It took me 40 years to get the film to
I assume from some passing object that NASA sent up. But it comes from the Greek komitos. Do you know what that means? It's rather nice.
Electrical store.
No. Means a long beard.
Long beard.
Long beard, and that's what it reminds people of, the nice long beard. The point is that there's nothing to reveal the direction of travel.
We don't know where that one's going, then.
We simply don't know. We know there are more than
Luton.
Luton. It's going to That'll do. That'll do. Now, I've got this little tester. Here we are.
Right.
And with any luck, the audience might have some bubble wrap too. They're waving their bubble wrap. Thank you, audience. Do not pop it. This is a really important exercise.
So what do you mean, don't pop it?
Don't pop it. Do not. No. This is really important.
Okay, okay.
No problem. This is a test of your worthiness. Don't pop it yet.
One of mine's already popped. I didn't do it.
No, that's all right, as long as you didn't. Because in 2013, a group of Yale psychologists, they found another use for bubble wrap, which was to measure aggression, all right? They showed pictures of cute animals, all right? And were... oh, no, wait. Stop it. People were told to pop bubble wrap as they watched. They thought that it was a test for their motor activity and memory. In fact, it was a test for what's called cute aggression. If you see something very cute, you start popping more and more. Not because they wanted to hurt the animals, but because they were frustrated at not being able to touch them and cuddle them. And this is called cute aggression. It's when you kind of go, oh, like that. So, audience, hold your bubble wrap. We're going to show you some very cute animals, and it's all up to you.
OK.
Let's start with the cuteness.
Oh, dear.
That's not. Come on, that's not that cute.
It's not that cute. It's kind of dead.
He's not that cute. Yeah, I think he's been shot.
That's horrible.
It does look like he's been shot.
Oh, the blue-eyed one.
No, not that cute. Not worth a pop.
Yeah, that's getting quite a few pop.
Look at his little eye.
No, I'm not done yet. I want a dog, and then I'm going to pop my load.
That's the first time I've heard that phrase since last night.
That's pretty
that was
cute.
the last one.
Not cute, ginger.
All right. You can put away your bubble wrap now.
That kitten is basically saying, help me, they're about to close the lid on this box.
He's probably the Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah,
He's
he
good
is,
about to do the
yeah. I'm not going to
experiment.
exist in a minute.
Yeah. You may like to know that the last Monday in January is Bubble Wrap Awareness Day.
Oh, good.
It's the appreciation of Bubble Wrap
That's
Day.
in my
I'm sure they have a website.
Yeah.
They must do.
And Rhett Allain of Wired magazine calculated that you need to wrap yourself in 39 layers of bubble wrap in order to survive falling out a 6th-floor window. Oh, please don't try that at home.
Because you don't have a 6-storey house?
Maybe that.
So, 6... If you wrapped yourself in bubble wrap 6 times, you could jump out of a building and you'd be...
No, 39
36.
times.
39.
Oh, thank God, we clarified.
Yeah.
So you're going to go up to the 6th story of your house?
I'm going up to the 39th story and wrapping myself 6 times. Should, by my calculations, I should be fine.
That's the number of nights you can have on a chessboard, such that none of them can take another one.
Oh, multiples of 8, but...
I'll give you... You can try it out.
So that none...
Maximum number. What you have to do is understand what a knight's move is.
Stephen, I don't understand the question.
It's the maximum... it's the maximum number of knights you would have on a chessboard, such that none can take the other. Have you noticed something in common with the ones you're putting down?
They're all the same.
Same... OK, the same colour, so...
Yes, because a knight move must take a different colour.
Ah.
So 32?
32 is the right answer!
Ah.
It's really very simple when you think about it, isn't it? It's one of those things that sounds incredibly complicated that you have to work out for ages, but there you are.
I still don't understand it at
well,
all.
None of these knights can take another knight.
But isn't that rather more knights than we're used to?
Yes. it's a problem. It's not a real chess situation. It's if you
because they
had...
move, because the way they move, which is diagonal
Yeah.
and up one, they move to the alternate colour.
Yes.
So if you've got all the knights on the same colour, they cannot take.
Exactly right.
Oh,
That's how, in the centre of the board, you're controlling 8 different squares there, but they're all a different colour. The knight's on a black square. So all you have to do is put them all on a black square or all on a white
When
square.
you move your knight, do you make a little horsey noise?
That's so sweet.
And when you move your rook,
The bishop.
When you do your queen... Hello. That's your bishop. You're going to get in such trouble. You're going to get in trouble from both sides.
Oh, you are awful.
Yes. You're getting in trouble from both sides,
Just
though,
have to say,
Richard.
if the Bishop of Peterborough is watching this evening, you'll have my resignation on your desk. Isn't there a version of chess for kind of chess heads called fairy chess, where the pieces do more things?
Oh,
fairy chess pieces. I'm not making this up, I'm sure this is true. So there's a versions of chess where you can call these fairy pieces, and they can do extra things.
How many drugs did you take when you were hanging out with chess? So you can just go, you're playing chess, and suddenly you go, no, we're playing fairy chess now.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to touch the pieces.
The whole point of chess is its limitations.
Yes,
It's all
precisely.
about the strictness. Which
You know, but hang on, Mrs. Poker player Victoria Coren Mitchell. Aren't there versions of poker where they kind of introduce wild cards and
Yes.
stuff to kind of get it? It's the same sort of thing.
You know, poker's different. As Martin Amis once said, in chess, the properties of a bishop are fixed. In poker, it's all wobbled through the prism of personality.
Well, you haven't obviously
A
checked.
beautiful quote. Beautiful quote. But do you know when he said that, Stephen? It was after a poker game that you and I and he
Yes,
all
I remember
played
in Wales with
many
the
years
then
ago.
unknown Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, who was
Made
knocked
rather-
out, got up, said, "What am I supposed to do now?" And you said, "There's a shotgun in the drawer."
The Earth suddenly stopped spinning.
We'd all fly off it.
Marcus. We all fall off. We wouldn't fall off, no.
Oh, there'd be numerous consequences.
There
Steve.
would. Name a consequence.
Well, half of the world would be plunged into eternal darkness.
That's a very good point.
And they would all leave and come and join the light side. Or would some of them go to the dark side?
Ah.
It would change the very nature of human life on the planet, from the dark and the light people. What about the animals? All the ones who like the dark, they'd have to get to the dark side.
All the moths would have to go
All
over.
the moths would have to go that way. The butterflies would have to go that way. The moles would be really confused. What about on daybreak, when they start broadcasting? Do they know when to start daybreak? They're on the light side. The weather would be substantially changed.
I should imagine the weather would
There'd
be enormously changed.
floods, big floods, and
The seas would come to an enormous...
tsunamis
Famine,
and earthquakes.
Pestilence. Yes, exactly. As moans will be heard over the face of the deep.
And your mobile wouldn't work.
If you'd only be able to grow food on half of the world, the other half would have to come to the light side for food.
They could have mushrooms and rhubarb.
They would only be able to have fungi.
I'd live on that side. And what time would the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse turn up?
Yes, the sound of the last trumpet.
Do you think they'd book an appointment, the 4 horsemen? Go, well, we will be round. You'll have to be in between 8 and 7. He's at the lights.
Well, the point is the Earth spins at about 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. It's slower at the poles, obviously. I remember my father explaining to me how the edges of a record were going faster than the bits in the middle. I said, that's not possible. How could that be? He said, well, how could it not be?
Yeah,
You know?
like when you slam a door.
Yeah.
The end bit's going very, very fast.
Yeah.
The other bit that traps your finger on the inside.
Yeah.
Very slowly.
Absolutely right.
So
Get
if
2
it
children,
stopped, would you...
but 1 there.
Less difference in the same time.
Would you fall over?
You'd certainly fall over. The point is, the Earth spins at about 1,000 miles an hour, as I say, at the equator. It would have to be almost 17 times more than that to defeat the effect of gravity. We would just scrape along the ground at 1,000 miles an hour. And we'd, you know, good to have shares in Savlon, because we'd have...
All right, and if I scraped along the ground at 1,000 miles an hour, I'd kill a load of old ladies.
Now, let's have a round of keep still or scarper. I'm going to show you some dangerous animals, and I want you to tell me what you should do. Stand your ground or skedaddle for the hills, all right?
OK.
So, let's start with the first animal. Here it is, it's a snake. With a snake, should you keep still or scarper?
Keep still.
Why?
Because you're so terrified. The snake will not attack a moving object.
In which case, you'd say you should move.
What?
You said it won't attack a moving object.
It will attack it.
Right.
It will attack a moving object.
It actually forgets you're there if you stand still.
Yeah.
It would just ignore you.
I get that a lot.
It's like being married. Does it depend on how fast you run? Because if you can outrun
They can
it...
strike very quickly, and if you're close to it, just the act of turning to run would like that. If you felt threatened.
Okay.
But certainly the best thing to do is just simply stand stock still, and then nothing happens.
Well, you'd feel a fool if you stood still and then it bit you anyway.
You would!
Your mobile went off or something.
That's true. Keep
true,
your mobile.
yeah.
Don't have your mobile on vibrate. That would be the worst because they have a marvellous sense of vibration.
Yeah.
OK, our next ones. Let's have a look at this little trio. Harmonising.
Aw.
Ha ha, you say, oh, they can tear you to pieces. 3 of a wolf pack, wild.
When they finish their song.
So should you keep still? Should you keep still or scarper? Yes, Jason.
I'm going to say Scarper.
I'm afraid not. No, you should know. They are coursing predators. They actually tear and eat things on the run. So that's how they like to eat. You should just shout, throw stones, pebbles, whatever, and then back slowly away, and you'll be fine.
Shout at what?
Like that. Throw things.
I'm terrified.
They're not used to that behaviour.
And the wolves,
they asked?
they just back away, going, he's mental.
So what do you do with a monkey? Keep still or scarper?
Nice, isn't it?
Well, just reason with it.
How many heads has it got?
Sign language.
Well, keep still.
Yes, but not dead still. There's a particular open-mouthed,
Like
open-lipped
dancing? No.
thing that you do. You bare your teeth.
Yeah.
Round mouth, bare your teeth.
And you just
round.
keep shaking around like that.
That's it.
Oh,
Raise
by
your
the time
eyebrows.
I've done it, he's
And
killed
raise
me.
your eyebrows.
And do that.
That's it. Show your teeth. Raise your eyebrows.
What does that
Back off!
You have monkeys, don't you?
Yes, we have golden-handed tamarins.
Oh, lovely. Are these?
Did you have them round
they
your
live in the
house?
house easily?
They live in the house, yeah.
Wow.
But do they?
Yeah, we don't let them out.
Are they house trained?
Yes, of course.
That's amazing. Cows?
Why would you need to?
Well, you say that, but there are more than 50 a year.
Really?
Injuries caused by cows.
50 idiots.
Particularly calving mothers. They can get more aggressive than bulls.
fair enough,
We're
because
afraid of bulls, but actually cows are, yeah.
But presumably, if you're putting your arms up a cow's nunny to pull a calf out,
Yes.
she's allowed to kick you in the face.
Oh, well, there'll be a bit of that. No, we're talking about...
Ramblers.
Actually, yeah, ramblers. And what happens is particularly dogs tease them. The cow then gets aggressive with the dog and chases the dog, and the dog, of course, yelps back to its owner.
Yes.
And then the cow will hurt the owner.
They crowd you, don't they? And then if you fall down, you get trampled.
Yeah.
So get
So
the
you
hell
need
out.
to scarper.
Yeah, you do need to scarper.
Yes.
What's so attractive about ordinary people? Not the movie, which is a very fine movie, of course.
It's
Mary
the
Tyler
massive
Moore.
cars they drive, the buses.
Ordinary people drive buses. Well, you mean ordinary people are on buses?
Yeah.
Well, it's not quite symmetry. This is known as coenophilia, and it seems that if you take two not very good-looking people and merge their image, people are more likely to be attracted to them. And Galton, who was a famous criminologist and was interested in the appearance of criminals, thought he would try and find the absolute criminal type by taking photographs of criminals and merging them. And he was astonished to find the more he did so, the more pleasant they appeared to be. So you average out people's looks, and we are more attracted to that, it seems. We've actually done a little merge of some of our friends around the table just to show you how attractive you look when you put them together.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da!
Oh, yeah. It's Jean from Tenerife.
Oh, no, we look like a tennis player.
You do look like a tennis player with an open piano lid. Looks very nice. And let's try the other two.
Serial killer.
Let's not have children.
Police are currently looking for...
There's something a bit odd about the eyes there. Is it from your photograph, though, Johnny?
You just look like the biggest idiot in the world.
I think someone took your photograph and did one of those, red-eye things.
No, he looks like someone who walked in and caught his parents having sex and they didn't stop.
Who's the sort of man the police he say? Oh, he was quiet, always kept to himself.
Yes, he was just perfectly nice.
He used to cry a lot at Christmas.
Well, as I say, it's called coenophilia, and it is this theory. Recent research, however, from the Australian National University suggests that good-looking men earn 22% more than not good-looking men.
Yeah, because they're attractive, or because they're from Australia?
No, within Australia. They're all Australian. Within Australia, the
Right.
22 better-looking percentage. A study of female golfers also found that they were better. They shot lower scores. And the theory is that they were more likely to have offers of sponsorship and therefore just played that much harder, knowing how much money they would make.
But surely it's about confidence as well. If you look in the mirror and you think, wow, I'm a dish, then you get out and I can play golf.
Yeah, I suppose that's right.
But if you look in the mirror and weep...
And think, what a...
Well, I look in the mirror and I like it.
Yeah, and so you bloody well should.
I never look in a mirror. My partner's much taller than me and she put them all up, so I have never...
Now, this is where it gets scary. I'm going to try and impress you with my martial arts skills.
Really?
Karate. Let's break stuff with our bare hands, and we're going to begin with you. You should have a piece of paper and a ruler.
Yes.
And what I want you to do is put the ruler on the table, 2/3 of the way, something like that, and put the paper on top of it. Like so. Not wholly over it. Leave the bit out. That's it. Yeah, Colin's got it right. Thank you, Colin.
OK.
All right. Now, without putting your hand over the paper...
That's how he got that award.
Simply karate chop and break the piece of wood, because the air pressure over the paper will act as a... You think that can't be possible. So, Colin, you try.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh!
Isn't that surprising?
And I didn't believe you, so I really put my shoulder into it.
Yeah, you have to. Nice bit of follow through.
Yeah.
Alan, you have a go. Yeah, well, it is in half, you can see, but it slipped out, unfortunately. Go on, Ross. Is it in half?
All right, now.
Yeah! It's very surprising.
Feels good, though, doesn't it?
It feels good.
I feel like Bruce Lee
Now,
for about 4 seconds.
What I'm going to do is I've got 3 bricks here. And it is...
It's like the first ever game of Jenga.
It is. Wow. OK. Yep.
It's Kendall mint cake.
Kendall mint cake. OK. Right. Oh, God. I have to focus my energy. I know it's all right, it sounds... But I have to focus. I have to go through. I have to... Oh, God. I'm so nervous now. Oh! Give me that more. Last time I got more. OK, but even more. I got another load here, and this time, in theory...
You're going to do it with your penis?
In theory here, ow. So choose top, middle or bottom.
Middle.
Oh, no. OK, I'll try and break just the middle, then.
I bet you Chuck Norris is crapping himself.
I'm going to try and break just the middle one. Again, this takes extreme focus and extreme pain. I just don't want to do this.
You don't want to do it again.
I can't believe I put my hood on in case there were shards.
What, shards of his splintering wrist come to...
Kendall mint cake.
The truth is, there's no mystique to karate chopping bricks, just good old physics, and in our case, to be honest, trick bricks. So don't try and do it at home. I'm still very strong and hench and butch, though.
I did a course at university called...
Shut up.
I bloody did,
Yeah.
and it was called The Sociology of Science, and yes, I got a grant for it, because it was a complete waste of time. But what I learnt during that course is there's no such thing as a fact.
Yes, this is precisely our point. Indeed, at medical colleges, they usually teach that half of what the medical students are going to learn will be considered untrue in about 10 or 20 years. And this is known by academics as the half-life of facts. That's to say, you know that half of it will be untrue. Unfortunately, you don't know exactly which half. And on QI, an estimated 7% of the things I tell you this evening will be shown to be untrue in a year's time. And if you're watching a very old repeat on Dave, a much bigger proportion.
It's probably untrue.
It's probably the whole area. Even what I'm saying now is untrue. I'm not even saying it.
I'm not on the show.
We actually have a chart showing the rate of decay of QI facts. And you can see there's a series A on the right, and plotted against it is the 10th series, J. And so, as you can see, the further you get away, the greater the number of
60%
untruths.
of things in the first series
are now untrue.
bollocks.
If that's true, yes. That's right.
We do talk a lot of bollocks, in fairness.
The most important thing to be excited to know is that that means over the years, cumulatively, you must be owed a lot of points. And going according to this theory, things we have said are wrong, a proportion of them are likely to have been right. Therefore, we have actually calculated how many points we owe you.
Suddenly, this has gone brilliantly. Suddenly, this is... Well, Alan is going to be way out in front, isn't he?
Jimmy, we owe you 43.58 points. Joe, 84.73.
Can I use them in Sainsbury's?
I'm giving you permission. If you work at Sainsbury's and she tries to claim them, yes, you can. The audience are owed 23.24. Well done. You've done anything. Alan, you are owed 737.66. There you are.
Are those transferable? If I went on to have I got news for you? Could I use?
Yes.
I've got 24 points that I could use.
You can take this. Yes.
I can just
use them.
they're fabulous.
Yeah.
Mastermind, can I have it on my...
I don't think you would slip that in somewhere.
Someone's going to have to answer a lot of questions to beat that.
What's the world's biggest river? And where is it?
Is it underwater?
It's a nice thought.
Amazon.
Oh! Hang on. There you go.
Nile.
Nile? Well, you just... No.
When you say biggest...
Yeah.
What do you mean? Widest, longest?
Carries the most water.
Carries most water.
You're going to be so angry. It's in the sky. They're called atmospheric rivers.
Oh, no, I've got to say, sometimes on behalf of the audience, I hate this programme.
I agree, and I'm really... This is hurting you far more than it hurts me. No, they're known as atmospheric rivers. They're vast ribbons of water vapour moving water around the world. They appear in different places, different times.
Are they the
2,000
ones
kilometres
that
long.
are perfectly timed to coincide with bank holidays?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
They're the ones. 2,000 kilometres long and only a few kilometres wide. But although they cover less than 10% of the globe, 4 or 5 of them contain 90% of all the world's water vapour at one time. So the world's biggest rivers are in the sky. All right, I'm sorry about that. But seriously, name the world's biggest river that isn't in the sky.
Go on, Alan. Go on, Alan.
An actual river
that isn't
this time.
in the sky. No, that isn't in the sky.
Is it one of those ones that Alan's mentioned already? Do you think, maybe?
No, there is a river under the Amazon called the Rio Hamza, and it is actually bigger than the Amazon itself. It's only discovered in 2011.
The Rio Hamza.
Exactly, the Rio Hamza.
Is it sort of Hooke shape?
A rather sad coincidence, I'm afraid.
River hated by the tabloids.
Hated by the tabloids. Yes. They collected data from 241 abandoned deep wells, and it runs 6,000 kilometres, like the Amazon above it, but is up to 4 times wider. And that's 200 to 400 kilometres wide.
How far down is it?
4 kilometres beneath the Amazon itself. I mean, some people say it's an aquifer, but it actually flows horizontally like a river. So and it is called Hio, which is river.
Do things live in it?
There's
There must be
always something,
organisms.
isn't
There's
there? No
usually.
matter how crap a place is,
Yeah.
Attenborough always goes, even here. Something very stupid.
Something comes by.
Has built his house. It doesn't matter.
The Muppet.
You go anywhere, wouldn't it?
Oh, it is a Muppet.
Yeah.
A little light on his head.
It's true.
And here they are mating.
It's absolutely true. Now, we have a knick-knack exploding custard powder experiment. For something to explode, you need certain things. You need something to light, in this case, custard powder. You need something to light it with, and you need oxygen. But you need a little bit more than that, because if I try and light this custard powder, you will see... that nothing happens.
The trick custard powder.
It doesn't. The whole point is nothing happens.
Nothing would happen with that. It's
Because
custard,
I bet
of course.
Heston could make it burn.
he couldn't in this state.
No?
What you need in order to get something like custard or any powder, even metallic powder, to burn and really burn, is one of these ordinary, everyday objects like this. As you may see, I have a funnel, and I have some safety glasses to save my beautiful eyelashes. And I have a lighter. And
I miss Jacques Cousteau.
And I have a pump. I have a pump. I have a pump that rather wants to so we'll raise this here. So okay, now, what I'm going to do...
I don't want to know what you're going to do.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the custard powder in this funnel, and I'm going to present a flame across it. Yes. Yes. Be afraid, be very afraid.
Can I use Adam as a human shield?
No, you're the shield.
Oh, my God. There's flame. There's custard powder in there.
I feel the need. The need for speed.
All I need to do...
Where are you going? Where the fuck am I?
I'm going to the pump. I'm just going to the pump. Because I'm going to pump...
We are now nearer than you!
Can you see what I'm going to do? I'm pumping air...
There's just too many double entendres. You pumping custard.
Stop it. Are you ready for me to pump the custard?
Oh, my God!
Oh, God.
Yes, I'm ready for you to pump your custard.
I need a countdown from the audience.
This is not how I wanted to go.
Audience, I want you to count me down from 3... 2... 1... Wasn't that dangerous?
It's quite warm there, actually. If I'd been sitting there, I could have been ignited.
You could have been covered in hot custard. Now, I want you to take one of those each and tie yourselves together, as it were.
This has gone quite dark.
Yeah, it's
Just me. It's like a party game in the 70s.
So, put each one of those around your wrist. No, don't undo it.
Well, I can't get
Oh,
my hand
sorry.
through that, can I? A cock grab, that is.
Try with this one. Oh, you can give me that one back.
More like it.
Yeah. Put your wrist through. That's it, and then do that, so that you're tied together.
Okay.
Yes. Is that
All
what
right.
is that good?
Yes.
Yeah, without undoing the knots, untie yourselves.
I see. Don't turn around, don't turn around.
You go through there.
Yes! Yes!
Emphatically no! Completely not.
Hang on.
I've got it. If I do a forward flip...
No.
Right. Let's see if we can get...
Oh. Oh?
I think technically you're now married.
What? I'm coming down, I'm coming down.
You two hold it for a second and watch, because I think Sue was onto something.
OK, this is what we did when we were regularly handcuffed together as children.
You mustn't untie the knot. But... Ooh. Yay! Brilliant.
Have a go. I have no idea what you did.
No, neither do I, but I just feel alone now. I liked it when we were together.
Show them, if you can remember it, show them.
So,
I've now got a purple
it's a
one round
magician's
there.
trick. It's a good magic...
So what you have to do is you have to make a loop, and then you feed the loop through...
What?
And you go over your hand.
No way.
You are free. No, you're not.
Is this your watch?
Oh, we've given up. We've
Hang
given
on.
up.
If I take my trousers off...
I think we have to call it a disaster. But well done, Sue Perkins. Why do doctors hit your knee with a hammer?
To test your reflexes.
Yeah.
That's correct. But what reflexes are they?
The reflexes are...
It's because they don't like...
There's nerves that run from the thigh upwards to the...
head.
No.
No,
you would think that.
It's something to do... So the expression's like a knee-jerk response.
A knee-jerk reaction, yeah, knee-jerk.
Because it doesn't go to the brain.
Yeah,
it goes... It communicates amongst itself.
Well, it goes
somehow.
up to the spinal cord. It doesn't go all the way up to the brain at all.
Yeah.
So it is unmediated by the brain entirely. It is absolutely an
It only happens in two times. One is when you get hit on the knee with a little hammer like that, and the other is when you're asleep on a crowded train. It's only two times. And you never see a doctor rushing off with a little hammer.
Anyway,
What if you did a murder with your reflex? If someone sort of attacked your knee and then reflex, you had a knife attached to your shoe or something, and you killed them, would you be able to say, but the reflex, it didn't go to my brain, it only went to the bottom of my spine, so I didn't really do it?
Yes.
That's like when you're driving and you have an automated response. It's called like murder by automaton, but you don't go to prison. So if you sneeze, for instance, and then you run someone over... Someone sneezed!
Yes! Talk about a reflex.
That means there's been a murder!
Has murdered someone!
Now they know they'll get away with it.
So,
something like
if you walk into a room with a gun cocked, sneeze, it goes off, you kill someone, you're in the clear.
So if you want to kill your wife, what you do is you drive down to Dover, you get her right up against a cliff, and then you put your leg behind her and then get a doctor to tap the knee. Off she goes.
And the doctor would go to prison.
That would act up.
The doctor would go to prison.
I think so.
What if he was sneezing as he tapped the knee?
The perfect crime. Broadchurch Series 2.
I love this imaginary super compliant wife that you found.
To be taken.
Just come all the way here and stand there. What are you doing here?
Why does the GP come with us?
Get her out of the house.
It's a lovely view, my love. Stand still.
Who are Europe's biggest swingers?
Germans.
The Germans. Oh, dear. Here we go. Could be a long ride.
The Dutch.
Dutch. That's an interesting one. Damn and curses.
Don't say any Scandinavian countries, whatever you do.
Very
Do you mean
wise.
swingers like that swing from things?
I
or
literally
swingers
do,
that
yeah.
are married couples looking for some excitement?
Cunning you have seen through our ploy. It is indeed the more literal former.
i.e. people
I don't know
who
anything about
use
that.
swings in a sporting way. They have...
I do about the other.
Yes. They have a national pastime which is called kiiking or kaiking. K-I-I-K.
Hungarians.
Oddly enough, it's one of only 2 other countries that has a language which is based on the same language as Hungary.
Iceland.
No.
Finland.
No, Finland is one of them. It's Estonia. Bizarrely, yeah. Estonia, Finland and Hungary are part of the Finno-Ugric linguistic
I had a
family.
UKIP leaflet came through the door saying that's how they're going to get in, using big swings. all of them, apparently, the whole lot, they're all just going to swing in.
Well, they will take up space in our parks, swinging in a way that we've never seen before. Behold, kiiking. They can swing better than we can, and you'll see something that we thought was impossible when we were children. You start off like that. You haven't got Daddy to push you.
He's not going to go round the top, is he?
He's not going to go over
Is he?
the top.
Surely he couldn't. Look at that big leg thrusts. Big leg thrusts at just the right moment. Hitting the resonance of the pendulum just at the right moment.
He's been to see Matilda.
Oops. Now he's higher. Come on, baby. There he goes!
Yes!
Wowzeroonie! And then nearly up then. So, that's the sport. Now,
That's tremendous.
The interesting thing is those arms, they are adjustable. So everyone has a go. When they've all done it at that height, you then extend the arms telescopically, bracket them up, and it's a bit like the high jump or something. All those who can't do it drop out until you've got a winner who's got the longest arm setting and has done a complete 360-degree turn.
You'd have to raise the height of the axis, though, wouldn't you? That would be very important.
Yes.
Otherwise... I mean, it's good to... It's nice to win, but...
No. Well put, absolutely. They look obviously immensely strong, and as you mentioned, the thighs are very strong, getting that real sort of kick in like that, because they haven't got Daddy
imagining
pushing.
the thighs now.
What is this woman doing there?
What the? Is this Lady Gaga's new album cover, isn't it? She's wearing
It's an experiment.
No, she's using a device that's for sale, or was for sale. It was built in 1929.
Making
a new
big
device.
Knitting jumpers?
Patented by Dr. Kurt Jonen. It records the motions and bodily reactions. A lady is pictured being examined by the device. Pneumatic belt records the change of the circumference of her chest. Pneumatic cuffs about the upper arms control the changes of muscle tension. Through a hose is recorded the rhythms of respiration, and another hose transfers the strength of touch.
It's a sex toy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What about our hands? That's the clue, and our theme today.
Piano. She's learning piano.
Piano, yes. It's a piano teaching machine. Extraordinary, isn't it? Extraordinary. It's supposed to help you with your piano playing, your posture, your breathing. There have been many others along those lines. There's the chiroplast, which is clamped to the piano and trapped the player's arms. That's the one on the left, so that you were forced to play using only a wrist and finger action.
You were then crippled.
There was the one in the middle, which was the dactylion, from the Greek dactyl, meaning finger, was a contraption designed to strengthen the fingers because there's springs that you're going against in that middle picture. And it's said that Robert Schumann used that and it actually hurt his fingers, though others say that that was syphilis.
It's a fine line, isn't it? When you're into fingering, syphilis is all
Next to that is the chiro or the chirogymnaste, which is a tiny finger gym, which has got little finger events, and you can see them. But if you do harm yourself by using one of these things, you can always use the bed piano for bedridden people. Which is a rather splendid device. I think you'll agree.
I hope that's securely attached.
That is the laziest keyboard player in the world.
And as you see, it rolls up, pushes away neatly.
That's fantastic.
That's great, isn't it?
I want one.
You can slide pizzas down from the back.
Yes.
Bill's just sitting there going, I am going to get one of those.
I will. I'm going to get one.
Bill will have one of those.
That's the piano for the bed. The upside-down piano.
That's
virtually.
magic.
It'd be easier to strap yourself into bed and tilt the bed up to a normal piano.
Yeah.
How would a left-handed piano work?
Probably high notes at the left. There it is.
And there it is. That is a left-handed piano. It'd take a hell of a lot of unlearning for you to play on that, wouldn't it?
God.
Can you imagine? It would drive you mad.
You would.
Transposing pianos. Have you ever played with one of those?
Well, I've got there's a device on the keyboard that will do that.
Yeah.
for you, but
on an electric keyboard.
On an electric
There are
one.
pianos that have a mechanism that
mechanical one. It's a lever on the
and it moves it across to the next string.
Oh, it does that, right.
Irving Berlin used one because he only composed in F sharp.
He's like Stevie Wonder, who likes
and
the
he couldn't read music, but he was the most successful songwriter of his age.
Really?
Yeah, he couldn't read music. He was fantastically talented. I mean, he's the man who wrote White Christmas, for God's sake, let alone Top Hat, White Tie. He lived long enough to be able to see his own songs go out of copyright. Because his first hit was in 1911 with Alexander's Ragtime Band.
Yeah.
You know, Come On and Hear, Come On and Hear, Alexander's Ragtime Band.
They only go out of copyright after you're dead, though, by law.
No, they do now. But
Right.
in his day, it was 75 years after it was written.
Right.
So he lived
Good
long enough
God.
to see some of his songs go into the public domain.
How old was
now
he when
it's
he
70
wrote it,
years
then?
after he died. Very young, early 20s. But just had this extraordinary...
Why would anyone ban knitting patterns, flowers, hugs and kisses? This is a real ban, as to say, a governmental.
It's got a wartime feeling about it.
It has got a wartime feeling
Code?
about it. Code is the right
What, they're
word.
knitting code?
Yes. So in World War II, you were not allowed to send abroad any knitting pattern, just in case there was code embedded in it.
So you couldn't send
knitting
socks to prisoners of war?
Well, you could send socks, but not anything with a knitting pattern in it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because they could be used as some sort of code.
Open out a blanket and it says June the 6th, 19...
Normandy. Also, postal chess was not allowed. Even kisses at the bottom of letters, in case they had some meaning.
Presumably messages saying where the troops are moving?
Yes,
that would
those
also
were
be
obviously
banned.
pretty much banned.
Could you not have got, like, you know, you get knitting machines, could they not have made, like, an Enigma knitting machine where it makes a jumper and then scrambles it up so that they couldn't pass the message?
That would be very
You know,
clever.
it's an opportunity missed.
It is an opportunity missed. We have a Karen Templar, who is a QI watcher, has knitted us.
Oh, look at that.
And this says in Morse code, I will always love you.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Bravo.
I thought she was indulging in a bit of foreplay.
And let's hope that it is Morse code and not Braille. You'll what? Get off me.
You know, the female knitters at the guillotine?
Yes.
Did they knit? Did they knit code or knit something? There was something about the knitting code.
The most famous one is Madame Defarge in The Tale of Two Cities. And they were known as tricoteuses, which is the French for knitting women. But a lot of people now believe they didn't really exist, that they were sort of made up by Carlyle, the great historian of the French Revolution, and by Dickens.
So they didn't knit necessarily, or they didn't think that they actually sat there watching heads
Well,
rolling.
in the book,
making
Madame
bobble
Defarge
hats.
knits the names of all the aristocrats who are getting their heads chopped off, which is not really a code, as a sort of gleeful, cackling joy. And the original women of the Revolution were called the mothers of the Revolution, and they were much loved. But then they became, during the Terror, they became considered a nuisance. And so they were shut up, and they were forbade to wear trousers. A law that wasn't repealed until February 2013 in France. Trouser suits have actually been illegal in France for that length, but obviously not enforced,
No.
to say the least. King Eystein the Fart.
Is that meant to say Einstein, but he...
No, it is
He got it
Eystein.
wrong.
Einstein
the fart.
So he
Yeah.
farted once.
No, the fart is Norwegian. Speedy, fast, speedy, quick.
Oh, so it's just a typo. Really.
Lost a little...
It's correct in Norwegian.
Lost a little bit of the translation.
He travelled a lot. And he was also the first source we have in writing of ice skating. He described his own ice legs. Exactly.
Yeah, ice
But he was succeeded by his son, whom you will like, who has one of the best names, I think, of any king, Halfdan the Mild.
Half a mile,
pretty good.
Dan, isn't that?
Yeah. Foreign policy was like, be fine.
Right, let's go to King Ragnar. Why was he called what he was called?
Hairy breeches. Oh,
Was he very hairy?
He wore hairy breeches.
Breeches?
Oh, did he really?
His wife made them out of animal hide, and they supposedly were there to protect him. But as you can see, he's here being killed.
And how's he been killed?
By his own trousers. He didn't kill the animals before she made the clothes.
His Viking ship capsized off the coast of Northumbria, and he was thrown into a pit of poisonous snakes.
What, in Northumbria?
By the King of England, who was at the time King Ella.
Where did he find these poisonous snakes from then in Northumbria?
Yeah, but they know that wouldn't have
adders that would give you a bit of an itch.
It may be a made-up story, but Ragnar was eventually avenged by his son, who was called Ivar the Boneless.
That's a great name, I will be that.
He'd be called Ivar the Viagra these days.
Get through railing.
Yeah. And he got his revenge on King Ella. It's a pretty good superpower. Didn't one of the Fantastic Four have that?
In Valiant comic, there used to be Janus, who was an escapology.
A bottom with a J in front.
And he could, yes, that's right. And he could get through tiny gaps.
Oh. There you go.
Janus. Every week, he seemed to be in a situation...
A Janal
where
situation.
It would be really helpful if he could get through a tiny gap. How the writers kept coming up with these scenarios where the only solution was for Janus to get through a tiny gap, but he was always going through drain grids and that sort of thing.
And avoiding the door that was open. Oh, no. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
Quite often he'd forgotten his keys.
That's King Raglan, the hairy britches, being killed by King Ella, looking down on him in a pit. But he was avenged by having his ribs opened and his lungs spread out against his chest, which was known as...
Boneless did.
And it was called the... Say again?
What was it?
The Blood Eagle, yes. Very good. Audience, 10 points.
And was he... he wasn't that boneless if he had a rib cage, then?
No, he did it to his...
Oh, he did it to someone else?
Yeah,
but presumably, this person was... it was against his will.
Yes,
it wasn't just Carl, then. Hey!
I saw a documentary about heart surgery, and to get through the sternum, they used a power saw.
Oh, I know, it's
it's quite hard to get in there.
Yeah.
Or a little toffee hammer, and it takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
It's a very small power saw. I mean, it's not a great big...
Right,
Well, it's not a logging thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tiny...
But when you're over a certain age, they can't risk doing that to you anymore, and they actually go up through the thigh. Well, not the penis.
Up through the penis. Keyhole surgery.
Keyhole surgery. Very good.
Requires a steady hand, obviously.
Don't be absurd. They go up through the anus.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, Stephen.
They got through a major...
Yeah, like your mate through the tiny cracks.
I was called James.
I've got a job for you, James. There you go. Oh, God, steady, chap.
Stephen, now, I've got a question about farts.
Oh, yes.
Do you think that farts smell before they come out?
I'm not going in to find out.
Quite a philosophical one from you.
If you went up someone, when Janus goes up...
Hold on.
You wouldn't have to hold your nose, is what I'm saying. You'd be free to use both hands.
If you have a colonoscopy... If you were to have a colonoscopy, you know, 24 hours before, you have to take these unbelievably powerful...
hallucinogenics. I'm being taken by a space octopus.
What are these gentlemen spelling out in semaphore? Yes.
Help!
Oh, you'd think...
Honestly, Paul McCartney died and there's a replacement or something,
You're not quite that, but you
I am a walrus.
No. Yeah.
We is George, John is All, Paul is Liv, and Ringo is Yellow Submarine.
But not in one.
Not in, no.
No, right, OK.
That's the elderly brother of the Beatles. It's not allowed to be seen.
Oh, don't stop.
All right, I don't.
That's very good. Well done.
As it happened, the photographer who was commissioned to do the cover of Help did ask them to do it, but for some reason nobody liked the outcome graphically. So instead, they positioned their arms in a pleasing arrangement, which ended up spelling N-U-J-V. Like so. Which...
It probably meant something to them.
Well, no, it gave rise to the first, as David intimated, the first of the great Beatles conspiracy theories. This was new, unknown John vocalist, people said.
Oh, for crying
I know,
out
isn't it tragic? Claiming that
It's
John
always
had
the
therefore
fans who
died.
ruin the band,
He'd
isn't it?
died and been replaced, apparently.
So John had died and been replaced, and they said, we need a way of telling this thing, so let's get John back out, stuff him.
Yes, I
That doesn't make... Surely a conspiracy theory, he wouldn't even know that John's in it, he's not dead.
But actually Help would have looked like, which seems perfectly acceptable to me. There you are. And so it wasn't Help, it was N-U-J-V. So what are the other famous, if they are, or infamous Beatles?
Barefoot on the Abbey Road cover.
The Barefoot on the Abbey Road cover is the absolute classic, isn't it? And what did that indicate?
Dead.
Well, supposedly John is said to be dressed as a preacher, Ringo as an undertaker, George as a gravedigger, why a gravedigger in denim, and Paul with the suit but no shoes is a corpse. You might also notice that he's carrying a cigarette, but if you were to buy a modern copy of it, you would find that cigarette had disappeared.
Where's it gone?
There. Look, it's gone.
Wow.
Disappeared.
Wow.
Was there? It's gone. Anyway, photographer Robert Freeman wanted to arrange the Beatles to spell out help in semaphore. Didn't like the way it looked, so they went with N-U-J. And
who is that there on the screen?
Tony Robinson.
And there is a Tony Robinson, Baldrick, who's about to come on. But in the First World War, as you probably know, and we've covered before, there was a Christmas football truce.
Yes.
But what happened later, in 1915, was that because football had been banned at Christmas Day, a soldier smuggled into the trench a football. It was deflated so that no one would spot it, and then he blew it up before the Battle of Loos. And in the morning, when the whistle blew to commence the offensive, he threw it out of the trench, shouting, "Play up, London Irish," because it was from the London Irish Regiment, which I'm sure you'll be aware of.
Oh, yeah, it is,
And-
great regiment.
And they found the football when they got to the German trench. They kept it. And it so happens a member of that London Irish happens to be called Tony Robinson, and is therefore always called Baldrick by his fellow. And he has brought that football along today.
Wow.
Christmas came Darling, take that man's name. And address.
When they said
This really is Tony the football.
It is indeed. It's the football.
And where is it kept?
It's kept in the museum, which is now down in Camberwell at the London Irish Rifles.
Is it called the London Irish Regiment or the London Regiment?
We're D Company London Irish Rifles of the London Regiment.
Right, D Company. And it's still an active regiment in the British Army, and we have some of your fellow soldiers over here. If you'd like to stand up, here they are. Fabulous to see you boys. They're all recently back from Helmand province in Afghanistan.
This is a very historic year for Irish soldiers.
Tell me why.
Well, last May, all Irish soldiers who deserted the Irish Army...
have been...
I haven't finished
sorry,
the...
no, sorry.
All soldiers who deserted the Irish Army in both First World War and Second World War periods and joined the British Army to fight for the British Army were granted a pardon.
That is extraordinary, isn't it?
Well, it's too late now, they're dead.
Almost all of them are dead, but it was true, wasn't it, that if you were Irish and anti-fascist, say,
yes,
and you wanted to fight for the Allies against Germany, and so you joined the British Army, it was considered by the Irish government that you were a traitor.
Correct.
You got no pension, you couldn't work for the government.
No. And you could barely go home.
And yeah,
Indeed.
But thank you very much, and please sit down. Members of D Company, thank you so much. Anyway, Baldrick.
Sir.
I've never seen you looking better.
You're
still an absolute disaster of a human being. Thank you so much for bringing me lunch. I'm not very hungry. You can take it away.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much indeed. Wonderful. Tony Robinson. So, yeah, that football you've just seen was kicked right across no man's land by Rifleman Frank Edwards and the London Irish in 1950. Here are some kings that I'm sure you're utterly aware of. But can you tell me how they got their nicknames? These are all real kings, and they're real nicknames. Constantine, you should be able to guess where he comes from.
Sorry.
Greece. Of your crown.
Yeah, look, it's done that. You see, that's
It's a medieval torture.
Yeah, this is what they put round royal dogs to stop them nibbling the stitches.
Imagine the crown mate.
Has your head lost weight?
It has, yes.
It's lost even more hair than when we started. Sorry.
Yes, I do apologise.
You're welcome to take it off.
Bill, try and get it down the other way. Try and get it down the other way.
So I'm going to try and go through it?
Yeah, try and go through it. I think this is... Come on, Bill.
And that's the last we ever saw of him.
That's not good. That's not a good look.
Honestly, you look fine. You look fine.
So like something out of Lord of the Rings now.
I'm going to put this as my passport photo. What do? I'm a fighting king. What do you want?
You can take it off now. You can all take off your crowns.
Oh, God, thank you.
If you're more comfortable.
Thank you very much, yes.
So, this brings us to these names. Constantine the Great, the first Constantine was...
Is he Greek?
Well, he was a Roman emperor, but he moved the capital from Rome to his new city, Constantinople, and he became Christian. Yeah. And this particular one is a descendant of his, who became very unpopular, and so his enemies claimed that when he was baptised, he was so nervous, he pooed in the baptismal font.
Well, we've all done that.
We've all had nights out.
Yeah. So they called him Copronym, which is the Greek for crap name.
Oh,
Poo name.
Poo name?
Copronym.
Was he christened then as a child or as an adult? Did he? Because it
think...
was worse, I think, as an adult.
Yes. Either way, it's embarrassing if you're an emperor and that's all they call you is poo name.
Still an emperor?
Yeah, still an emperor. Still emperor. So what were the other ones? Let's have a look. See if you can have any sort of mild guess.
I suppose...
Louis the Universal Spider. He was actually Louis the 11th of France.
Could he climb up the water spout?
No. It's because he had webs of conspiracies all across Europe.
Oh.
It wasn't because he got stuck in the bath.
No. He was friends of Philip the... They all had names. Friends of Philip the...
Spaniard.
Philip the Good.
Oh, right.
The good shows a lack of imagination, doesn't it?
Yeah, Philip the Good.
Good's good, though, isn't it? It's better than Dave the Satisfactory.
That's the best you could have hoped for on your reports.
That's probably what channel we're on now.
Graham the Outstanding.
But I think he was called good, unfortunately, because he pursued so many crusades, which are not considered good these days. Went off to the Holy Lands and killed people.
We'd never do that today.
No.
Lord Hardwicke's Marriage Act so good for the Scottish tourist industry?
Lord, something to do with kilts?
Gretna Green? Something to do with Gretna Green.
Japanese green is our word. Gretna Green, yes.
Yeah.
What's Gretna Green? Where's Gretna Green?
It's just inside
It's where you elope to get married.
It's where people elope to.
It's just over the border.
Yeah. But the point is, up until 1753, in Britain, you didn't need your parents' permission to get married. There were only 3 conditions that had to be satisfied to get married. You couldn't already be married, obviously. The girl had to be 12 or over. The boy had to be 14 or over. There mustn't be brother and sister. And that was it. You didn't even have to have witnesses.
Oh.
You just get married. But after 1753, because of inheritance and various legal wrangles and things that happened because it was so hard to prove people were married, the Hardwicke Act came in. But it didn't apply in Scotland. So young couples would elope, and the nearest place on the main road to Edinburgh, on the border, was Gretna Green. And in Gretna Green, as in England before this, you didn't have to be a priest, you didn't have to be a mayor or anything like that. And these blacksmiths, they were called anvil marriages, anvil weddings, these blacksmiths would perform it, thousands of them.
But 5,000 weddings a year are performed in Gretna Green still. So still people think it romantic or whatever to go
Knock
to
up a couple of rings while they're
Green.
doing it.
Here's the skull of King Richard III. But what can you tell me about his table manners just by looking at it?
Well, he's very good at eating Toblerone.
Anything else you can tell? What's unusual about his teeth compared to ours?
Space for a straw. That
The
would be.
space for straw. Notice your teeth, the top row
Yeah.
and the bottom row. Close your mouth, naturally.
Yeah.
Your top row,
Yeah.
overbite. We've all got an overbite. Cruelly called by Billy Crystal in When Harry Met Sally. Dancing white man's overbite. So the actual overbite, literally like that, is a recent thing in human beings. And it comes after forks, because we cut up our food. And in the days when we wrenched our food, the incisors would get smoothed down more and the teeth would fit exactly. And it shows that Richard III didn't use a fork for cutting his food, which we know, because forks were not used for transferring food to your mouth. Right up to Tudor times, you would use your hands.
So if we brought up children without knives and forks, they wouldn't develop an overbite?
No.
You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to come back here in 21 years' time.
Call me a liar.
With a really resentful-looking boy.
Well, I've got twins, so I'm going to do one. And
Brilliant. Brilliant.
And have the perfect experiment.
It is superb. Unethical, but perfect. And you can sort of show this by the difference in civilizations who developed overbites. And 1,000 years ago, you can see where Chinese aristocratic skulls have an overbite, but peasants don't. And it's when they started to use chopsticks and chop up their food, and then it spread throughout the population. So it really does, it sounds weird, but this overbite we have is an acquired characteristic because of our chopping up of food. You can just tell by looking at skulls. You just go through any graveyard, dig people up. And you'll see I'm right.
Stephen Fry told me to do it.
Yeah.
While I'm chewing on a turtle. Really bad influence.
The Paris-Dakar rally start in Paris and end in Dakar, or start in Dakar and end in Paris?
Starts in France and ends in Africa.
Sorry. Anybody else?
Is it neither?
Yes.
Well, I know it ends in Africa.
It doesn't.
I presumed it started
It doesn't
in France.
end in Africa.
Where's it end then?
In South America.
What the
What the heck now? The Paris-Dakar rally has been held in South America for the last 5 years since threats in 2007 from Al-Qaeda. And so the organisers relocated it in South America, absolutely. The Mongol rally starts in England and ends in Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital of Outer Mongolia, as I'm sure you know.
I'd just take a mobile phone rather than doing that.
There you see the
problem is 1990.
It starts in London and ends in Ulaanbaatar. And what route does it take?
A2.
The fact is...
He's not wrong.
The fact is, any way you want to go, because there is no set route. You can just choose to go through whichever countries will allow you to get through them. They don't want to cramp the style of the rallyists. In India, there's a very good rally called the Blind Man's Car Rally. A 40-mile race in which blind navigators use a braille map. The drivers are sighted, but they must adhere to the directions given by their unsighted navigators who are using braille.
Even if they know it's going to be a collision. Left, left, left!